Hi, everybody. Nobody has joined me yet, but I'm going to go live, and it's Easter. So I don't expect a whole lot of you, but I wanted to try out some new face tapes. And I know some of you are sitting at home and you're not in church and you're not doing anything today. So that's why I decided to come on. Anyway, so, well, while I wait for people to come in, I bought this product. Facelift tape. So we're going to try this and see how it works. Hi for the 4 people. Hi, Rachel. How are you? I hope everybody can hear me. So what I'm doing is hi, Sarah. Hi, Meeseeks. Happy Jesus Visibility Day. How are you? So what I'm doing is, I've never done this before. Hi, Lola. How are you? Okay, so what I'm doing is, I bought these things, right? Hi, Matthew. Hi, Suzanne. Oh my God, Kitty Muir. This is the first time I've seen you. Really? Really? This is the first time you've seen me? Hi. Anyway, so I'm trying these new face tapes. I don't know if any of you have tried them, but they're these little, like, they're tapey things, and you put them on your face to sort of make it look like you've had a facelift. Good. I got my food cooking. I need that tape. So I'm going to try it, and I'll tell you. Hi, Johnny Bravo. I like your kitty. Do you? Thank you. Okay, so what I've noticed. Okay, so a lot of you know I've lost a significant amount of weight. And I'm getting this. Okay. Now, it comes in handy when I do Hagatha, because I do that. But not when I'm Kitty or myself. And also I'm noticing, because I'm 54 and I'm getting old. Okay, so I'm sinking in right here, where actually when you lose fat here, the skin sags, and then you end up with your jowls. So you see these bumps right here. So hi, Michelle Martinez. Yes. For all these years, you've only seen me in makeup. Wow. Okay, so my goal is to use these. Yes, Joanne Nelson, chicken neck. Joanne, you know what? Hi, Dale. This might be a godsend right here. So what you do is you basically put one tape wherever you want it, and you basically pull back and you tape it, right? Damn droopy jowls. Don't you hate that? What I usually do is I'll take contour and I'll just color right over it. I'll just color right over it and make it a straight line. But then again, I have makeup and lights and all kinds of crap. So, hi Maya, how are you? Lordy, yes, I'm droopy as heck from weight loss. Okay, so they're very sticky. So I'm going to use alcohol to get any residual, like say a moisturizer or anything I have. Thanks, Maya. So I'm going to look for the areas that I think, I could pull here, right? If I do this, like you just kind of test it, like with your finger. See, that looks like look how it smooths me out right there. So basically put a piece of tape under my earlobe and pull back and tape behind. So, okay, that'll be the first one. Fresh faced. Happy Easter to all. Happy Easter, Terry. So I'm going to put some alcohol back here. It's really kind of like on that where your jaw meets. I'm going to put it there and in the back behind your ear. Just get alcohol everywhere because you want to get the grease or oil or makeup or, old moisturizer off. Because it will not stick. Okay. So, hope you guys are having a good Easter. I did my Easter basically on Friday with my mom. I went to her house. Got together, had dinner. A lot of the younger queens use the facelift tape. I know, that's what's so funny is, like, I do it I use makeup just to make me look younger, but I also realize that a lot of young people look older. I don't know what it is. I don't know how many Gen X people we have in here, but I think we tend to look younger. I don't know why. Yeah, the young ones are already pulling their faces. They're getting Botox and stuff, and I'm like, there's not enough tape for your gobble. You don't know, Melissa. Okay, it's pretty dry. And okay, I looked on YouTube for like tutorials on this. Hi Billy, how are you? I looked on YouTube for tutorials for this. Hey Billy, you want to look like you're 25 again? I'm gonna use tape to try to make Gen X is preserved. Okay, so it looks kind of like a little Band-Aid. Okay. And apparently you remove the white part like a Band-Aid. Hey, Pink Flamingo. Hello, I have to go down for Easter dinner, so I'll have to come back. Okay. How are you doing, Pink Flamingo? I'm taping my face up. I don't look my age. It's great. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Gen Xers. They just, we've been kind of preserved. I don't know. Okay, so okay, so here we go. I'm going to try to follow, I guess, with my jaw. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm going to tape that up. Botox is my favorite. I haven't done any. I've done nothing. Switch to Facebook from Instagram. Hey, Rachel. Yeah, I can't go live on Instagram for some reason. Okay, so I'm really going to push that in. You're a sweetheart. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. I'm feeling very well, actually. Oh, you mean YouTube. Okay, so I'm just that's on there. Okay, so let me remove. Okay, the other part of the like Band-Aid thing. Okay, and then I'm going to grab it and then I'm going to push back where I taped. So I'll push and stretch, and now I'm going to hold this down. Hey, Leola. Hey, Chrissy. Hey, Steffi. Or Stephanie. I have a beautiful complexion. It's a lot of lighting, but it is. I do for a 50-something-year-old man. I do have a decent complexion. Okay. Oh, I can already tell a difference. Wait. Okay, so now let me... And now you got to pull the top pieces off. Oh, wow. Okay, you can see this side and this side. That did pull it out. If you want to see what it looks like back here, I don't know if you could see. Oh, you can see the tape. But if you have like hair, like Billy, you have long hair. You wear these tapes. Okay. Rachel, and they're really cheap. They're not expensive. And this is the first time me doing this. So I watched some YouTube videos where some people were like, "Oh, it's so difficult. It's so hard." You just saw me do it right now. It's not that difficult. Now, I don't know how long it'll stay, Okay, so let's do another. I'll do like this side first so we could see like a comparison. I have the same exact lighting going on both sides, so. Okay. Is that another place? Okay, I'll do right there. All right. Spending Easter in bed with a cold. Oh, Kylie. See, I knew there'd be some of you guys out there that weren't doing anything for Easter, or you were sick in bed, or the thing that's gonna not work here is I have hair right there. Now I know, like, people with hair, it's gonna be harder for them to do this but they also sell them where it's a tape with a string and you pull and it goes in your hair and it attaches to the other side. There's stuff involved with that, but okay. Here we go. Now I have stubble right there. We'll see if it will stick to it. Hey Hoggy. Hey Tammy. Happy Easter. I know Miss Fame. Oh, Miss Fame does all the He just turned 39 too. Oh, thank you, Johnny. Johnny Bravo. You are stunning as Kitty. See me on Drag Race? Oh, they would never. They would never. They would never. They would never. Never. I would, you know, honestly, it's a lot of, it really is. I mean, I've known people that have been on the show, so I know it's a lot of work. And in the end, it is a TV show, so it's more about entertainment than anything. Okay, so I'm going to stick that right there. Hey, Amy, haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Hey, Anthony. I love your show. Thank you. I've been obsessed with that show. I'm sorry, I gotta run it. The top of your head looks like a hemorrhoid. I had a... You see my age spots. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same. I'll pull here. Wait, gotta remove this. Hold on. Oh, thanks, Stephanie. Okay. All right, let's pull this shit off. Let's see what this is. Oh, look, that gave me a real prominent, like, cheek right there. These are pretty cool. All right, I'm going to do another one, I think, right here. Okay. And then we could see side by side. I had to get a job. I've been catching you live. Oh, you had to get a job? Don't you just hate working? Working is for the poor. Well, that sucks, Amy. Okay. Let that dry. Hey, Divine, how are you? Yeah, Pink Flamingo was here, but she had to leave. But she's going to come back. Hey, Carrie, how are you? I'm at show. Oh, thank you, Johnny. K. 2 Hog? Okay, 2 Hog. Are you asking me where is Hog? What happened to Hog? K I know means what? 2 and Hogs. I don't know what the other word means. Okay. I know very, very little Spanish. Hi, Cynthia. How are you? I'm great, Carrie. Doing really good. Okay. Now, because I do wear a wig, I could really have tape all in this area. Because I, wear the wig further down than my natural hairline, since my hairline's back here. Okay, so I'm taping that, sticking it real good. Oh shit, it's stuck. Wait. Okay, now let me pull back. All right. Now, Ralph, this is the first time I'm doing this. I've never done this before. Hey, Sterlon, who's the racist skinhead? And what do you do with Hogatha? I killed that dyke. She's a dirty dyke. Wait, all right. Well, there definitely is a difference. My eye is pulled up more. The skin is really pulled tight. The gel, it's less. I bet I can even put another piece of tape there. I'm gonna do another one right there. Hey, thank you, Tyra. Hey, Jason says, I just came across a Facebook memory. It was when the pandemic first started. I was nervous and emotional. I thought I could not feel fear more than I was. Well, wait. I didn't know I could feel fear more than I was. Then I came across this channel and realized fear no longer existed because I crossed an unthinkable threshold. Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. You know, I don't know. I just laugh at everything. I mean, you could either cry at everything or laugh at it. You can take your pick. I mean, if people like to cry at everything, or they could laugh at it. So, I don't know. I always found laughter to be a lot funner than tears. Thank you. Suzanne says, if you ever need a moderator, I'd be glad to help out. Okay. You know, in the early days, I needed tons of moderators. Sometimes there isn't enough tape. Big gay Steve. Well, you know what, Steve? I bet it's enough for you. Okay, I'm going to pull right here. I want to get under. I bet you. Let me see. I'm just going to put it right here. And see what happens. Oh, I'm going to put makeup over it and see what. If it'll hide the tape. Okay. Hey, Pauline. Thank you. Almost like Tiger King. You helped save my. You know what? Juice. I've heard that from a few people, and I do appreciate that. I am. Just like when COVID came out and I started doing this, I had no idea that people would even watch or it would mean anything, but I do appreciate it. Okay, so there's tape right here, and I can't see it. And I bet you can put makeup over it, and you won't even see it. Oh wow! So there is quite a difference. Let me see. So I'm like, what, 5 years younger on this side. Hi Pauline. Hi Patrick. How are you? Oh, thank you, Jerry. That's sweet of you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to tape up my other side. Everyone was online during COVID. Right. You know what, Ariel? You're right. And it's funny because I had a lot of followers, but during that time I also got canceled. My account got taken off. So I lost a lot of people. And a lot of people are just, going back to their normal lives and stuff. So, that's good though. They don't need to sit at home and watch a man put on makeup anymore. They actually have a life now. They can go out and have a life. So that's good. I'm glad about that, to be honest. Agatha was popular before COVID. Well, yeah, I guess I did do it. Yeah, I guess I did do Agatha before COVID. I don't remember, to be honest with you. That's just when it really took off. Okay, so I'm cleaning the area with alcohol to put more tape on it. These tapes are really good. I really like these. I'm now adding tape to my Walgreens list. Hey, Big Gay Steve, seriously. I don't know. I don't know if I've fully seen your picture, but me even not even having hair, you really can't see this tape anywhere. Like I thought, oh good, okay, hair will cover it, but you don't even need hair. My life consists of school and work now. Oh, that sucks. But hopefully it'll lead to something better, right? And we have to think positive. I remember the old days where we only found you in the clubs performing. Yeah, my age is showing. Well, let me see. I think Hagatha's been on a stage twice, but Kitty's been on a stage quite a bit, but okay, so I'm going to get them sticking this one. They're really little too, but they stretch. This will stretch out. Okay. Okay. Oh, I will way more. Oh, good. We need anybody. We could all use real money. Hi, Diane Perez. How are you? You look great. Thank you. So do you, dear, from what I could see. Mark, Maine. What are all the names? Hey, Raymond, who are all the names? Yeah, and some of you don't realize if I'm talking to someone and you can't see them, it's probably because they're on a different platform than what you're watching me on. Because I have YouTube watching me and Facebook, so I could address all of you, but you all can't see each other. Okay, these are really cool. I bet I know. Look, my mom is gonna want this. She say, "Oh, can you tape me up for my birthday?" All right. Yeah, these are really cool. So hope you guys are having a good Easter. I went to my mom's on Friday. I did her taxes, and I'm not a tax guy. I just know how to use TurboTax, which what everybody else does too. I guarantee a lot of these like tax preparers, that's all they use. You just pay $50 for it, and then you could do taxes, and it walks you through it. And I always seem to be able to get a refund. You know, it's all those donations to St. Jude's and Goodwill, and you know, all those donations, you get them all back. Well, not all of them. Uh, oh, they're your friends, Raymond. Awesome, thank you. Billy is taking to his imaginary friends again. Hey, Mark, how are you? Okay, so let's. So this is the tapes, and you take it off like a band-aid, and then you'll stick it, and then you'll remove this part too. This is actually like 3 layers. Okay. Okay, so you stick it and hold it, then you push it, and then you take this piece and you'll remove the white part, and then you'll pull back. That's it. It's also National Transgender Visibility Day. So yeah, I'll tell you, I was with everybody else, right? And I'm like, I can't believe Biden did that. Well, the full story is the day already existed, and it's like the days rotate within the year, and it just so happens it falls on today. But what I would have said, honestly, if I was the president, I probably would have said, you know what? Just by coincidence, Trans Visibility Day, which, and we have trans I mean, we all know we're saturated with trans issues, and we're queer and all that crap, and we're all sick of it. I mean, even the gays are sick of it. It's like, come on. I mean, can we just move on? But it fell on Easter, and I think as president, I would have said, if I really wanted to be a unifier, I would have said, hey, everybody, as we know, Sunday is Easter Sunday. We've been celebrating this for 2,000 years or whatever, and I know it's very important to people in this country. So we're going to call Saturday Trans Visibility Day, so everybody can be happy. Trans people can have their Visibility Day, and Easter people can have their Easter Day. That's what I would have done. Make everybody happy. Okay. Happy Easter. Hey, Monica. Just Trudeau did it here in Canada, really. Okay. It's like, and I was explaining it to somebody else. It's like Thanksgiving. My mother's birthday falls on Thanksgiving every 7 years. Well, it's not like, oh my God, Mom, you can't have a birthday. It's just, that's the way it works out. But, so I'll probably in 7 years, it'll be Trans Visibility again on Easter. Who knows? All right. Anyway. I mean, I think the whole visibility days are stupid anyway. I think the whole LGBT Pride Month and all that crap is stupid anyway. So I guess I'm the wrong person to support any of it. All right. Here we go. I'm going to look young again. Anyway, this will be the... Well, no, I got to put one more under my jaw, but... All right. I figured some of you people would be watching. I mean, it's like, I know a lot of people don't do things for Easter. Ah, it's your friend's birthday today. Big Gay Steve. I don't know why you aren't famous yet. We both have around 5,000 subs and have been here for a while. Your content amazing. Maybe we should tap dance in a room full of Cheetos. Like, oh my God, Nick Ocado. I mean, he is not afraid. He's just not afraid to go all the way, is he? I haven't seen him in a while. I gotta go see what he's, you know, doing now. It's it's auto. It's auto. I know that. I don't know if I say it right. Gephilia way day. Okay, I'm Greek. Not my Easter today. Oh, really? You guys don't do Easter? Okay. All right, so there's all the tapes on. I gotta take off the... Okay. Well, I can't... It doesn't really do much for this. I guess if I... Oh, I could tape here and pull it. Okay, well, that's good enough. I'm really satisfied with the tape. Jerry says we do May 5th. What, Cinco de Mayo? Yeah, Suzanne, isn't it great? These are great tapes. I like it. And there's, I'm just have regular light. Let me see. Let me turn out the big light so we can all see. See, I don't have any. This is good. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, if you want to take a couple years off and, just use these tapes. I have a wig back here. I'm going to, oh, you do Easter on May 5th? Hey, Rob. Hey, me and Shane have been together for 12 years today. Really? Well, happy anniversary. I wish it would help hide my wrinkles. Well, it depends on if you have like these deep wrinkles like this, yeah, it'll pull it out. It won't do nothing here. Yeah, I can't. I still have my wrinkles there. I want to see how makeup covers the tape. Okay, let me see. Yeah, I'm interested in that too. So, here we go. Let's see. There's one right in there. And another tape is right here. I'll be honest, I don't know how long these will last, but we'll see, won't we? We shall see. This is called medium male. I don't know why they call it that, but this is medium female. Okay. Yeah, it's great. Okay. I can't see any wrinkles in your face, but my phone screen's kind of dirty. Let me see. See how close I can get. Yeah, see, I got that right there, but everywhere else kind of smooth. Okay. You love my hairdo? Hey, you know what, Bill? Tom, thank you. We got the same hairdo. So I guess I kind of, I constantly playing with the way I look, right? I'm kind of, because I am a product of the 80s. kind of, well, I'm 54, so what would a 54-year-old woman look like if she was raised in the 80s? So, I kind of figured she'd be gray, right? So I got gray hair, and then I got this shirt. Have you guys ever shopped on Temu? All right. I started shopping on Temu, and I was afraid to be honest. Um, Let me blend this in. I was afraid to shop on Temu because I was afraid, oh, they're gonna screw me. I'm not gonna get the products, blah blah blah. And so I go, okay, I'll buy some cheap stuff, which most of it's cheap anyway. So I got this shirt, okay? Now the shirt did say it's a sequin shirt. It did say that. And it looked like it in the photo, but it's not. Okay. It's just a silver, okay? I think you look great for 54. Thank you. Oh my god, I forgot you're a man until I see the mustache. All right, so I think and this was okay. You remember in the 80s, I shipped on Temu. You remember in the 80s how like the girls would wear like a shirt, like a sweatshirt, and cut it out, and like it would be up here, but it would hang down here, right? So I was thinking, I saw this shirt, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So it has a strap, and then it hangs off the shoulder, right? So I figure, okay, there'll be like a mature version of what we did in the 80s. Anyway, and then like blue makeup, like blue eyeshadow and stuff. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna look like a woman who is an 80s woman. Okay, but anyway. I'm thinking about buying from there. Okay, that shirt was $10. Like I've gotten stuff there that I'm really shocked. Now, this isn't stuff that it's going to last your lifetime. It's old. It's not old stuff. It's cheap stuff. That's why it's reflective in the prices, but I was pretty surprised, Now, the only thing that I got on there was a pair of shoes they were $8, and I'm like, these are pretty bad. They were pretty bad. I'm probably not going to wear them. But they're like those driving shoes. They're like slippers or whatever. And like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna use these. Amazon is full of Temu shit that people just buy and mark up. No shit. Yeah, I'm really big at. I am a big review reader. I will read every review because I've learned. Had to return stuff to Amazon, and so I'm like, yeah, I don't trust them now. And I also don't trust Amazon to be the cheapest place. I think for a while, all of us probably just took for granted that Amazon would be really like cheap and stuff. But you know what? I've run into stuff where I'm going to shop and I'll stop myself and go, wait a minute. I'll check eBay and I'll check Walmart. And a lot of times I'll go on Walmart and something will be cheaper on Walmart. So I'll just order it from there and have it delivered. But yeah, Amazon is no longer, like, you can no longer just take for granted that it's going to be the best or the cheapest. Okay, well, so far this tape coverage is really good. I love blues and purples. Yep. I'll be 59 this year. I'll always wear blue and pink and purple, right? And teal. So do I. I gotta hunt. We're just instant gratification society, right? If anything gets popular on Amazon, they up the price. I bet they have mechanisms that, do that automatically. I bet you anything. Okay, I'm just putting on like a lighter color on my eyelids just to brighten them up so I can put makeup on them. Usually I cover my eyebrows, but I've been not doing that. I'm trying to keep my real eyebrows, so it's just a lot less work. It's a lot of work to cover them, and then, I might have to run. All right, Suzanne. Talk to you later. Have a good day. All right. I only order online because my UPS man is so hot. Big gay Steve. Does like the ugly does this ugly substitute ever show up? You're all, hey, wait a minute, where's the hot guy? No, take it back. I don't want it. I didn't really want this item. I just wanted the guy to deliver it. You know what's so funny is we don't get the same person. We'll get like different people. Okay, so I'm gonna put an even lighter color on my eyelid. Well, because it'll brighten it up, and also a lot of these, like especially if like you have dark skin and you'll see like really vibrant colors, it's because they put a really light base on and then they put the color over it. So you like if you say if you have a dark complexion, put white on or a light foundation and then you put the color over it. And that's how you'll get like the vibrant look. Because a lot of times you'll put color on your skin and it just won't be true to the shade that you thought it would be. So if it's lighter here, the color will be more true to what you thought it would be. If that makes sense. Okay. Amazon has a frequently returned. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that feature. Yep. I used to deliver for the post office, and I love talking to the old ladies. They just sit there waiting for their mail. Oh, you people on Instagram? No, on Facebook. You don't know about this. Okay, so I went to my mom's house, and she lives next door to a mobile home. She lives in a mobile home park near Palm Springs, and so ever since she's lived there she's been there for 7 years. There is a mobile home that next door to her that has been empty for the 7 years that she's been there, and apparently it's been empty for 20 years before that. So me and Mark were over there. We're like, and we noticed there was a broken window and the door was kicked in. So we decide to go in it, and so we go in it, and it was like a time capsule. Mid-century 60s furniture. Rooms that don't even look like anybody's walked in it. It was like perfectly preserved. And I took a couple pictures of it, and people loved it on Instagram. And so we're thinking about just going back and doing like a full video. So we'll probably do that. Probably next week, because I got to go back to my mom's next week. So maybe I'll do it then. My friend ordered me a crock pot from Amazon. To my surprise, while cooking, it melted. Apparently an American one didn't work in a European electric outlet. No, it's different. I saw that post, Hog. It's a time capsule. Could have been a bad brand too. Yeah, it could have been. I've had pretty good luck with items that I buy. I don't know. I have pretty good luck. I don't really have to do a whole lot of returning. If I return things, it's usually because I made a mistake. It's not because they made a mistake. So I'm powdering over that foundation I put on. And for you people who don't know, if you put on a cream or a liquid, you got to put on a powder over it to kind of set it. So, I use my shirts as like to clean my brushes. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to put on an eyebrow. I use these things. Damn it. I can't get the lid off. Oh, shit. Okay, so if you look at the tip of it, it looks like a fork. It'll make hairs in your eyebrows. Ordered off Temu about a week ago. It's recently cleared customs. That's the thing is that Temu takes a while to get your stuff. That's what I don't like about Temu. Okay, so I'm going to do my eyebrows, but what I have to do is I'm going to brush the brows that I have and hairspray them. So they kind of go up and in a direction that you want them to go. So I just basically get a toothbrush and I hairspray on it. Okay. Here we go. Here's my mirror. So I just brush them up. Because like I said, like I'm from the 80s, and 80s we had fluffy brows, you know. So I'm just going to brush them up and let them dry. Okay. And this is for the other brow. And I'll probably let this dry and do it again. So yeah, next week I'm gonna get my camera and go in that house again, and I'll take video and I'll narrate and everything. So it should be fun. Okay. I am really impressed that the tape, like there's tape right there. You could probably see it like that. You can see the line when I pull it, but that just looks like it's part of my jaw. No, I really like it. Okay. I don't know where, if you guys are in California or not. It is like the past 2 days, it has been really cold and rainy. I honestly don't remember it ever being like this on Easter. Like one thing, like where I live in Southern California, one thing we always used to be able to count on was it's always going to be a really nice Easter. And also like New Year's is really nice here, but we've just been very rainy this year. But they're also seeding our clouds. We found that out. They're seeding our clouds. I've sincerely missed you, Hog. Hey Steve, how are you? How are you doing? Well, happy Easter. Thank you so much. I've been catching you on Instagram. I do not. You're right. I'm not. I have so many. I was on Facebook for years, and I just, Facebook, they were really shitty to me. They got rid of my account, like my lifetime, like my lifelong account that I've had since the very beginning. Because some political post or whatever, and it pisses me off. But so I got kind of bitter with Facebook, and so I kind of just fell out with them, and but Facebook has always been such a big part of what I do, and so I'm trying to get back into it. So, I put it back on my phone and all that stuff. It's just I just gotta pay more attention to it. All right. Let this dry, and then I'll paint on some new brows. So, I know a lot of you still pissing off people wherever. You have to, Steve. It's raining again here. It was snowing. It's snowing just up the street from my house. I have friends that live like 15 miles up the street. It's snowing. I love the eyebrow application part. Steve, I didn't even know you played instrument. Facebook got rid of my original account at least 7, 8 years now. Stephanie, it was. I was amazed at how good that place looked. Ohio weather sucks. I was in San Diego a few weeks ago, and San Diego is like, I believe some of the most perfect weather in the country. But you know what I heard? I heard that the cities with the most sunny days, which I didn't know, was San Diego and Denver. I heard Denver has like some of the most sunny days, even more than like Los Angeles. Wait for Tuesday. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I got to get this eyebrow on. So I usually do a pencil and then I go over this, but I'm just going to do this right now. Okay, so when I do eyebrows, I try to think of young Madonna, but hey guy, how are you? Well, God, it looks dark. It'll look dark till my makeup's on. Happy Easter. Oh, Brittany. Oh, in Ohio. Seasonal depression. You know, I've heard that about that place. I hear it about Alaska, like Pacific Northwest. You love my mirror? Thank you. Colorado. This looks really black, don't it? But once everything is on, it'll mellow out. Okay. And what you could do is later on you can take your concealer and then like clean that up if you wanted to. All right, I'll leave it like this just so I have an indication of where my eyebrows should be. Uh New Jersey is pretty crappy. That's what I've heard. I've driven through there, but I don't know a whole lot about Jersey. The cat was up stretching on the bed. Oh, that is Prometheus. Hey, did I tell you guys we're gonna get another dog? Winter lasts too long for Eastern Washington. I haven't seen you forever. Hi, Laura. I followed you and watched religiously on Facebook. I sent you a huge package one time full of... Oh, you did? You know what? There was a couple of you that sent me a bunch of makeup. You did, and a woman named... I don't want to say Gigi or something, but it was like it was a backpack. What kind of dog are you? Another Shih Tzu, like my last dog, the one who died. I really like the Shih Tzu. I fell in love with that breed, so I want to get another Shih Tzu. You know, because they're little dogs, but they're also sturdy, strong dogs. And he was very active, and he just didn't act like a little lap dog. He was a cute little manageable size, you know. Okay. But I don't, but I don't want like I don't want a rat, but but he was 16 pounds. I thought he was good enough, I mean, someone my size, I can't have like a little teeny chihuahua. I don't know. I'd love I'd love to have a beagle. Oh yeah, they're cute. Um okay, so I'm doing light again right here. This time just on the lid, and this time just on the brow bone. A Jack Russell. You know, Mark considered a Jack Russell, but then he's like, after doing some research on him and knowing someone who has one, he realized that they have a lot of energy and they just need a lot of like physical activity. And we're not. Oh, my Shih Tzu just passed away. And oh, Laura. And he's home now with me again. It's sad. Shih Tzus are amazing and also very intelligent. You're right. And you know, the Shih Tzu was never like on my radar before. Until I got one, and I'm like, oh, these are the sweetest, intelligent dogs. You know, and they have their own personality too. Like they're not like a. I mean, of course, you want an obedient animal, but they kind of like, I don't know. They're so smart that they don't always, you know, really want to like do what you want. I don't know. I kind of like their independence. My dog was like that anyway. Like he was obedient and he was disciplined and stuff, but you know, you could tell he's thinking. I liked him. But yeah, but from what my experience and from what I read up, you know, about the Shih Tzus, they need a firm hand. They don't, you know, they apparently they know, they've learned through over time, they know how adorable they are, and they know that they could use that against humans to get what they want, and it's true. Okay. Yep, it's a mirror. He passed away, oh God, how long has it been now? What, about 2 months now? Maybe a month and a half ago? I don't know. It was pretty, it was, yeah, it was very traumatic for me. But, you know, we got over it. Um, we had him cremated and we have his ashes. We have like a shelf in the hallway with like a candle and stuff on it. Some people might think it's morbid, but I don't know. It makes us feel better. But God, I'm sorry, Laura. Are you going to get another one? Are you thinking about it? Oh, hey, Hope. Thank you. Okay. What am I going to do now? Okay, I got a powder. I got a powder. What I just put on. So we went to Las Vegas last weekend, and because you know Mark does koi fish. So they had a koi show there, and so we went there and showed up. You know, they're in like any other like their community of people, the koi people. So you kind of hook up with people and network and stuff. Layla, what's up? Your name is Billy? Yep, in real life, yeah. Um, I see trans people. Um, our Yorkie is 17. She's not. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Sherry. Probably time. She's getting that. Your dog's getting up there, huh? That sounds fun. A koi fish friend group. How much is a koi fish? They could go for 50 to thousands and thousands of dollars. They could be very expensive. Very expensive animals. Okay, so now I'm just gonna add, I'm going in for blue. I don't know where to put it. I had to buy a special, like a blue one. Really, like blue's not easy to find, but I found this. All these different blues and teals and stuff. To my makeup. Okay. So I'm gonna do like a bright blue and then like a dark, blue in the crease area. I'm always going for like an Anna Nicole Smith type of thing, even though she's 90s, but she still did the blue stuff. And actually, I think she did it when it wasn't popular, because I remember in the 80s, that's when like blue makeup was like people started saying, "Oh, it's ugly, it's so dated, it's so this and that." So it became very unpopular, but anyway. Okay. So I'm basically just going to put this everywhere. And also I'm not going to typically drag makeup, they leave this really white up here. I'm not. I don't know. Sometimes I get sick of like the drag makeup trends, and I don't like following them. I mean, there's some drag trends you'll follow, but I don't. I'm kind of over certain ones. Is you good? I'm good. Mimi from Drew Carey, rock the blue, right? Oh, and sometimes I'll cheat. I'll take like a piece of paper or, like a bill. If you hold it like this, you could use it like as like a template almost. Like a straight edge for your eye. So it will create the space, a line.
Feels good in here.
Don't it though? Yeah, it's cold, so I got I have a space heater on right now. Why am I the only one texting and on this live? There's people, Layla, there's people in YouTube who are writing. Mark Hope says hi.
Hi,
Hope.
Easter.
Happy Easter to Hope Irving.
I hope Jesus pops up smack you in the face.
Leola says, hey Mark.
Hey girl.
I had to redo this. Okay.
Kiss on you if I want to.
Oh, Mark, so they're kissing on the cat, and the cat's like, get away from me, homo. Melissa says, happy Easter, Mark. He left the room. So glad to see you back. Hey Ginger, how are you? Is that a ghost on your background? No, it's a pink Gap shirt. Okay, I'm just doing this down here so I can see. Okay. Okay. Is that a ghost though? I already read that. And really what I should be doing, okay, I haven't really put a whole lot of makeup down here, and I'll put more, but typically what you would do is if you've done all of your face makeup, you could put a ton of powder right here and right here, because this, I'm getting blue flakes down here. If you have a bunch of powder, it'll catch it and then it'll just brush right off. Is there more drag queens lately or just fake drag queens? Are you saying the lighting is weird? Yeah, I could see this light kind of. This is a garage. This is a closet, and the light. There's a light on in there. Honestly, Hope, I'll tell you, I don't really hang out with any drag queens. I don't go to the club anymore. I don't do any of that. I'm just over it. I'm over all the people. But I will say, in my opinion, I think drag is on its way to just being trans. I just have this feeling that eventually the whole drag business will be run by trans. That's what I think, because a lot of them are going trans. A lot of the drag queens like that used to be men are all of a sudden saying, "Oh, I'm a girl," because it's popular. And I honestly think that there will be a time where there won't be any men on a stage in makeup. It'll all be men who have been surgically changed into women. That's what I think. I mean, I may be wrong, but I don't think so. Just because it's just drag has way too much of a trans culture in it right now for it not to continue going in that direction. I just want to Lips Atlanta for my birthday. Oh, you went to Lips. Oh, was it a club? Hi, Catalina. Okay, so I basically have all this blue on, and now I'm gonna like buff it out. I need to get a clean brush, and basically I'm gonna buff it out to make it go like that. I like the blue. Anna Nicole was a doll, wasn't she? I loved her. Hey, HMD, how are you? Hi, Queen. How are ya? Hey, Jeffrey. I'm a huge drag. It's a huge drag bar. Oh, okay, cool. Hey, Jeffrey, I was just in Vegas. Me and Mark, we went to we ate at Oscars in the plaza. Okay, so I'm just taking this blending brush and I'm gonna just blend the hell out of all this. I love to do a personal tour. Oh, you know what? A lot of people have asked me about Cameo stuff. I never did Cameo, but I basically did it on my own. Um, so I would people would send me money. I just have to figure out how to price them again, but people would send me money and I'd do a video first and then they'd pay me for it. But what I do is I make a video like in any mood you want, I should say. I never did them as Kitty because nobody really wanted one as Kitty, but as Hagatha, I've done a lot. And huh? You're nasty. Anyway, so yeah, I would people would pay me and I would make a video. And I know a lot of these like Cameo videos are kind of just people doing them real quick in a dressing room or whatever. I like, and they'll do it for like 40 seconds. Oh, they'll say, "Oh, hey, Hagatha, happy birthday." I'll say, happy birthday, or a lot of them will say happy birthday, and that's it. Where I'll kind of make it better. I'll make it if you want it rude or sexy or, like some people would want me to like do like a happy birthday video for their friend and they would want me to flirt with them and be nasty and, you know. So yeah, whatever mood you want in it, if you. want me to be a victim. You know what I mean? Like, just whatever I personalize it for. I remember there was a guy. He was a trucker, and his friends wanted me to make a sexy video. So I did like a sexy one where I'm flirting with him and stuff. And he then paid me to do one for one of his other friends. They basically had a battle. They kept paying me $50 to just do another video for another guy. It was so good. I mean, I made good money then, but yeah. I mean, I can go back into do I can go back into doing the videos. Yeah. Do you remember that tarot card reader on late night TV? Yep, Miss Cleo. I'd love to buy a cameo for my friend. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get back into it and I will advertise for it. I'll do like a kind of a commercial or I'll tell people to do it. But yeah, I am gonna get back into it. Okay, so this is a pretty bright blue, and then I'm gonna go in right now with a darker blue. You know what? I do have t-shirts. I have to get back into my store and basically just start it up again. Okay, so I have this dark blue. Kind of just concentrate on the corner right here. Kind of like deep in that area. And I drag it toward the inside. Okay. I love a Hagatha mug and COVID masks. I did make a COVID mask. I had people wear them too. Like they would buy them and then send it to me. It was so good. Like I was so shocked. Like when I saw people wearing my face on a t-shirt, I was like, that is crazy. Okay. See, it's like getting happy. Cecilia, how are you? Happy Easter to you. Oh, you have a Hagatha mug and a mask. Oh, I love it. I thought like, you were talking about you would want one. I actually I wear a Hagatha shirt and a kitty shirt. Not all the time, but I've always been jealous of how well. Oh, thank you, dear. How'd I learn? Um, well, I used to. You know, when you were a kid before we had cell phones, I would sit on the toilet in the bathroom and I would read my mom's glamour magazines. Once you do you remember sitting on the toilet and like reading shampoo bottles because you're bored? Well, I would do that. I would do that with her Vogue and Cosmo and Glamour. And I would just read up on makeup. And, I always liked art. Then I realized, oh, makeup is like an art. So I like playing with it and, I don't know, eventually put it on myself and like go, oh, wow, okay, I can make this. I can do this and that and blah, blah, blah. And it just became fun for me. And, then, in the 80s, guys wore eyeliner a lot. And so I started wearing, a lot of makeup to school and stuff. And I don't know. That's just how I got into it. I just have to say you look amazing in drag. Oh, thank you, Suzanne. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. How many people can say they they sat you on your face if they accidentally sat on your t-shirt while sitting down, not realizing it was your shirt? I totally read shampoo, right? And then you know what? I used to read my mom's like the tampon boxes too, then play with the tampon. I get a cup of water and put a tampon in it. Did I get bullied at school? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, all the time. There wasn't that you back then. You That's all school was a big bully session. School was nothing but a big bully session. It's not like it is today where there's such a preoccupation to protect kids from each other. Back then, you just kind of they treated kids as equals to each other, so you were just encouraged to be just as strong as the person who was picking on you. You know, I mean, if something was severe enough, you would, of course, go tell. But the thing is, just be, just because of the time period, people naturally didn't go tell. Like, you just wanted to take care of it yourself or whatever. I don't know. We just had a different mentality back then. That if you had a problem, you just kind of dealt with it yourself. Okay. Oh, I like that. So yeah, I was teased all the time, and it did lead. I'm not saying that teasing is good. I was teased, yeah, excessively, and then it does ruin your school life. So there comes a point where you got to tell a kid, okay, you need to step up for yourself, or you need to tell somebody because you also didn't want to tell either because then you're really a PUSSY, right? So because I mean, the school can't be there for you 24 hours a day when you're in school, so you realize you have to like kind of take care of yourself. um so yeah, I didn't tell anybody. If I had a problem, like say I got bullied in the cafeteria, I would just take my lunch and go sit in the office. I would do that. um but I don't know, it's like when I was in my school anyway, they kind of treat you like little adults, and they're like, well, you know what, it was like high school was pre-adulthood, so you kind of had to learn how to deal with each other. um but I don't know, I think we were treated more like adults back then than kids are today. I was bullied when I was a kid. Zero tolerance was BS. I can appreciate how proactive people are these days to speak. Yes, and I agree they should speak up more. But I also think I will also say I'm not saying bullying is good, but it does prepare you for adulthood. I mean, because we all know as adults, I mean, there is no recourse if you go down the street and somebody makes fun of you. I mean, at some point you have to own your own feelings and emotions and get over things that are hurtful. You know, like someone calling me a faggot is not it's not hurting me, even though people say, oh, words are violence. That's a new thing. But ultimately, you know it's not gonna physically harm me. But I mean, that's not to say it doesn't emotionally bother you, but that's part of raising your kids. You raise your kids not to be mean and bully, but you also teach your kids not to take it either. And I think a lot of people aren't doing that. So they're raising very sensitive people that are basically going to get out in the world and not know how to deal with each other. Misty McDaniels, McDonald's, that's some good advice your mom gave you. Rob says, I'd hate to be a kid now, as the bullying isn't just at school anymore. It's directly done in your own home. Yeah. And like, yeah, there's like family dynamics. I mean, like I have a brother, we're pretty close in age, and you know, he'd call me a faggot all the time, um but I know how to defend myself against him, but I don't know, that was just life back then. it's funny because we kind of knew that the world is not a safe place. So you just kind of knew, okay, well, I know I'm gay, so you just blended in wherever you could. Like, I became a mechanic in the 90s, and of course, you don't see very flamboyant mechanics. And as you guys know, I'm not a very flamboyant gay person. And, but of course, they knew I was gay. So yeah, they, see, the thing is, men, you get out in the real world, men are going to check you. I don't know if women do that to each other, but men do. So if you kind of show up being like this big flamboyant homo into the diesel mechanic shop, people are not going to look at you like the other guys. And I mean, while it may not feel good, we understand it. I mean, I do anyway. I never expected the world to cater to me, but you also don't expect to get your ass kicked either, which I never did. I mean, and that could be because I'm a bigger guy. So I think, while they were calling me a homo and all that stuff, I think they also were intimidated by my size, but they knew by my nature I wasn't going to fight them. But anyway, okay. Let me blend this stuff up. Do you think the family dynamics changing has impacted on bullying? Is there such a thing as a normal family? No. There wasn't even normal back then. I just think I don't know. In some aspects, I think we've kind of made it. When I see all this, like the sexuality stuff in schools, and they talk about, gay or trans or queer kids, I kind of think and just in my opinion, I think it's gone too far. Like, I think that conversation is, like, it wasn't enough when I was a kid, but I think it's like too much now. Like I think when there's a school and it has all this rainbow crap all over it, I think they're a little preoccupied with it. It's like you've gone from 0 to 100, and I think you probably got to bring it down to a 50. I mean, every kid, in school should feel reasonably secure there. So yeah, you shouldn't go to school and be called a faggot, all day long to where it gets involved in the learning process. But I don't know. I mean, and the reality is, we all know this, everybody can't protect you from everything. I mean, at some point, you got to stand up and say, "Leave me alone," or, you know, and I think that's the key. I think that's what we're missing. We're missing from kids is we're not teaching them to be strong. We're teaching them kind of actually to be weaker. So I don't think that's a good thing. And who cares if they don't? Not everybody will accept. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if people accept me or not. Like, I'm over that. I was over that a long time ago. Like, I don't care if anybody accepts it. Like, really, what it comes down to is a little gay kid or trans kid or whatever the new thing is, who's crying at school. Ultimately, that kid should be taught how to take care of themselves, not how to cry and tell on people. Because when they're a grown man and they're out there, people are going to laugh at him. If, oh, he called me a name, it's like, oh, okay, really? I mean, if you're so fragile, everything's going to bother you. So at that point, I think it becomes a personal problem rather than, yeah, the mean guy shouldn't be calling you names, but it's like at some point you have to know how to take care of yourself and deal with your own problems and emotions. All it does is seem to make people hate the gay community. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just glad I'm old. I'm glad I'm old. So I never thought I'd say that. Blue is my color. And then I'll probably, okay, I'm doing another dark, a navy blue. I'll probably put like a smidge of black in there too, to really deepen it. But yeah, I don't know. I like blue. I don't know. I know it's not, it's a not, it's an underused color. Okay, so let me get a little bit of black. I use a Halloween black because it's really black. It's like, it's Halloween. Oh, shit. Okay, but it's really super black. Is Sam Smith going a little too far, Hockey? Performing the way he does with kids in the audience. Be yourself, but know your audience. Yeah, that's a fair statement. You know what? I'll be honest with you. I couldn't even tell you. Like, I'm so out of, hey, Robert, happy Easter. I'm so not into like current music that I honestly couldn't tell you what he sings. I don't know. Like, even in the past, like his past songs, I couldn't sing one Sam Smith song. So, but I do have seen pictures of him in the past where he looked very kind of conservative like, and then all of a sudden he's this new person. I think there's something weird going on in entertainment. And I don't know if it's part of these people's contracts. I don't know what it is, but Sam Smith doesn't even look attractive in what he's doing. Like to me, it's one thing. Okay, fine. You know, if he wants to be a freak and he wants to wear the lingerie and he wants to do all of that stuff, whatever. But to completely change your gig, he completely changed his whole thing from what I could see. Like to me, it seemed like before, like I said, I'm not real familiar with him, but before he seemed like kind of like this crooner kind of like he's trying to seduce women or something, or I don't know, like is kind of more of a classic type of thing. And it's like, where did this new image and everything come up from? Like, why? I don't get it. Like, and like I said, it's not even attractive. Like, he was attractive before. Like, nobody deliberately does ugly stuff. Like, I don't, why? And then I see him performing, or I'll see him like in fashion shows, and he doesn't even look happy to me. Like, I'm wondering, is he made to do this? Is somebody forcing this? Like, because he isn't, it's not even attractive. It's not even good looking. We could say like in the 80s, when like the whole new wave thing and people were androgynous and stuff, you would at least look at, like, I don't know if a lot of you remember Adamant, the singer Adamant. He wore tons of makeup, like in a very feminine way, but he wore like pirate clothing. I believe that was called like New Romantic, that little blip in the 80s. But he was like a ladies' man, and he wore tons of makeup. Boy George, we all know, is gay, but he wore tons of makeup. But these people were at least attractive. Like, they weren't ugly when they did it. Sam Smith is ugly. Like, he's ugly when he does it, and I don't understand. Like, why would he want to be ugly? Like, I don't know what he's doing, or like, it just seems strange to me. If you can't take being called names and stand up for yourself, then don't come out of the closet. Right. See, you see it. That's the thing. They tend to take off the responsibility from gay people or trans people or whatever. You're still a human. Like, you're still responsible for sticking up for yourself, for, asserting yourself, for demanding respect. You have to do that. Just because you're gay or trans doesn't mean that you're like handicapped or you deserve some sort of special treatment, or, you know what I mean? I'm sick of all of that crap. Now that I'm old and truly don't give a crap about strangers' opinions, I know now I was always faking, like I didn't care, not giving a ish Right. No, and I know what you're saying, JB. There was a time I pretended to not care either. And you just do it to be strong or whatever, or make people think you didn't hurt you, but they would, and you just go off and lick your wounds or cry to yourself. But now I honestly don't care. Like I don't care. Like I walk into a crowd and I can sit there and think, I I I finally do not care to look at people's reactions to me or anything. Like I don't even evaluate their facial expressions or anything. I don't even care. Like I don't even look anymore. Doja Cat is ugly now. I've thought exactly the same. Is his management team making him be this way? Yeah, I don't get it. Like it's just weird. Oh, hey Shirley, how are you? Oh, I know, Nicole. Heterosexuals get called names all the time. Yeah, I know that. I'm just speaking for me and being called a fag, but this is interesting. Okay, think about this. You know how like everybody's big on misgendering people or using the wrong pronouns. What? But they only do it from one point of view. Imagine, okay, if I decided to go up to a man and start calling him, "Hey, girl," could he like go to HR and get me fired because I misgendered him by calling him a girl? And this is the thing. I have been misgendered over and over again in my community. See, because what they do is with drag queens, they call them girl all the time. You're in the dressing room. Other drag queens will call you girl, hey girl this, hey girl that. And it's like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm a guy. I'm like a guy in a dressing room with other drag queens and I'm getting ready. I'm putting on makeup. We all walked in as men and you know we're all men, but now that we're putting on makeup, you're calling me a girl. I didn't turn into a girl. I just turned into a big clown. Like I'm not a woman, so I don't know why you're calling me girl. So they had no problem misgendering me for years and years. Years. Even now, I'll get called girl on here, right? And I'm like, why is that? Now, if does it only apply to trans people? Can you only get offended if somebody gives you the wrong pronoun, or could be anybody? Could I call a guy a bitch and then all of a sudden he goes to HR and says, "Hey, I was misgendered," and then I get fired? Like, no, you made a great point, and I've thought about that before. Is it only a crime or is it only bad if you misgender a trans person? Complain at the gay bar, right? Yeah. I'll tell you this, for as much as complaining and as bitching as gay people do, the gay work environment, like in a gay club, is the most toxic environment I have ever worked in my whole life. More than when I was a mechanic and somebody wrote fag on my locker. Okay? I would rather go back to that than work in gay entertainment ever. I'll tell you, in that environment, I've never experienced so much racism, sexism, sexual harassment. It is off the charts in a gay environment, and it's toward men and women. So they can sit there on stage and they can talk about, sexism and the patriarchy and misogyny and, being appropriate all they want. They're all liars. It's all fake. They know exactly what goes on in the gay clubs, and it's not good. Okay, so I'm going to put black right here. I mean, I just barely touched it in my eyeshadow thing, so I can make it a really dark blue. Okay. Juicy deets, please. I think it's out of habit. If I talk about you to my husband and you're in drag, I say her, "Oh, I don't care. Nicole, I don't care what you do when I'm not around." I don't even care. I don't even care if it's to my face. I can, I've heard a lot worse. But when people claim to be so sensitive and they care so much about what you call them, they better watch out what they call you then. If those people are going to like bitch and complain because they want to be called the proper pronoun, well, then they better use the proper pronouns with everybody else too. Like it's not just their pronoun that's important, or it shouldn't be to them. I could care less. I honestly could care less. You can call me whatever you want. Just don't, whatever. But if you are going to sit there and make a big deal over pronouns, but not use the proper pronouns, then you're an asshole. So this is the black shadow. Okay. Yeah, total double standard. Of all the LGBTQ community, which of us do you think is the most high maintenance? You know what I say? It's anything. I think honestly, the highest maintenance people are the Q plus. I think they're the highest maintenance because I don't think they're real. Like, I think the Q plus are people who want to be part of a group so bad and they can't find one. So they're just attaching themselves to the LGBTQ community. I can't, I mean, I come from the day of just, of LGB, and then the T came in, and, and like, I have a brother who's trans, I have friends who are trans. I don't have a problem with trans. I really don't. I have a problem with people, making their kids trans, but, as far as adults, I don't care what you do. Just, do it and just be quiet. You know what I mean? I do my thing and I don't have to tell the world about it all the time, so I don't care what people do. But, I draw the line with kids, I understand as a kid, I wore makeup and stuff and I'm not, I know when it comes to fashion, you're not really going to stop kids, but, you could stop it at, cutting their limbs off. Or what bothers me the most about it is them going to school and talking to their teachers and stuff about their sex life. It's like, what kind of sex life do you have as a kid? It just, ugh. Okay, wait. I don't understand. Pansexual is bisexual. That's all it is. But it's what it is. We're seeing this stupid rebranding and labeling of the alphabet community. And it, because think about it. Gay people can get married. Gay people can have kids. There's no problem being gay anymore. So that fight is all over with. So they had to add a bunch of, the people, at GLAAD or NOW or all these, these gay organizations. They're like, oh shit, there's no need for us anymore. Oh, let's pull out the trans. Let's pull out the Q. Let's add some more letters. We have to keep this industry going. I'm completely convinced of that. I was the dumb kid in school that didn't even recognize my gay schoolmates. Well, why should you? Why should you? You're in school to learn. You're not in school to try to figure out what turns other people on. And that's the thing. I think people tend to forget that. That's all that flag means. That's all any of this movement means is what gets me off. That's all it is. And it's like, why are we so preoccupied with children and their sex lives? That's where it's sick to me. I'm like, how come nobody's talking about that? Why are we preoccupied with the sex lives of children when they're not even having sex? Like, I don't get it. What? Okay, so now I'm gonna put some blue underneath where, I'm basically gonna do light and then dark and then it'll be black toward the lash line. So it just really looks better when you put shadow in her. GLAAD is a trend. Oh yeah, so basically the plus community they're anal warts. Like I said, they're misfit people. They want to find a community. It's like, these are people. Okay, I've said this before. I know a person, a heterosexual couple, where the woman has decided that she's no longer attracted to the man anymore. So she's allowing him to have a girlfriend. So the girlfriend comes over and is friends with the wife. And he has sex with her And the wife is completely fine with it. They call themselves LGBTQ plus people. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're just an unhappy couple, and the wife just doesn't want to have sex with you anymore. That doesn't mean that you're part of my community. Like, I don't get that. Like, it doesn't. That's not really as strange as you think. There's lots of women out there who don't want to have sex with their husbands. It doesn't mean you're part of the community. So yeah, I don't understand. I just don't get it. It's like people want to be part of it. It's like, you want to be a part of it? And it's like become this community that just, oh, are you a loser? Do you not like being normal? Oh, why don't you join us? Join our club, the LGBTQ plus club. I mean, it's just dumb. Greedy slags, right? All right. So that's the lighter blue, and then I'll go in with the dark blue, blend them together. Okay, so now I'm gonna go with that dark. But wait, I'm gonna buff that out because like you kind of want like a little bit of the light to show on the bottom. Um, where the hell's my blending brush? There it is. My stepdaughter thinks it's okay for children to change their genders under 10. I don't, and it's sad. But the thing is, I don't think they okay, what they're doing is they're making a big deal over something that's actually very simple, which means they're just okay, change the gender. So that basically means you just change clothes, right? Because that's what it is. I mean, and I've told other people, oh, they'll go, "Oh, I'm a trans this or whatever, or I'm non-binary." And I'm like, "Well, so do you live as a man or a woman?" "No. I just want to be like fluid or neutral." I go, "Oh, I get it. So you're basically like how I was in the 80s and you're androgynous. So you kind of like to gender bend." That's what we called it, gender bending. So you're a man and you know that you're a man, but you know what? I like you. Back then, they didn't sell tapered legs, jeans and stuff for men. So what men would do is to get the tapered ankles, they would fold their pants and like roll them up. Okay. And then the more like progressive guys would actually go and buy women's clothing. So they would go like, and I did too. I went to a fat lady store, Lane Bryant. It was a store back then. And I would buy jeans from them because it had tapered ankles. And so a lot of guys did that, and they would go buy a lot of female clothing, not to look like women, but because of the fashion. And I think that's all that's going on is these people want to dress in an androgynous way, and they don't realize that it's just, I can make that choice to dress that way. They have to have a diagnosis. Like, no, there's something wrong with me because I want to dress this way. Therefore, I am, I'm trans, I'm non-binary, I'm gender fluid. They have to put a label on it rather than just say, I like this clothes and I want to wear it. They have to like make an excuse for it. Back in the 80s, when we dressed like women, we didn't have an excuse. We just said we like it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, especially we're in this age of like, for a while now, of pharmacy and medication and therapies. I mean, let's face it, like what's on our commercial all day long are our medication commercials, therapies, things like that. They want something to be wrong with you. So if you decide, well, I'm going to dress in this way, then there must be, I have a diagnosis. There's something I'm special, rather than saying, I like that, I'm going to wear it. That's how it was when I was young. You had to have the balls to wear these things and just do it. You know, you didn't get to wear a dress and say, but I'm really a woman. Like, So that's your excuse for wearing that. And it's bullshit. It's all crap. So I'm blending this out. Um, but since when did all of this talk about pronouns become an everyday thing? It's in everyone's bios. I know. I don't know. It's just weird. It don't make sense because, normal people like us, we would say, "Oh, your name is John." Well, you're a man. We know you're a man because your name is John. We know you're a man by the way you look, the way you present yourself to us. I mean, and even okay, let's say even when I was a kid, and because trans people have existed, since I've been born. I mean, and the reality is, a lot of us have seen them, through our life, and I mean, they weren't a big part of our lives, but we all had encounters with them or saw them, and when you were a kid, and like you would say to your mom, "Oh, mom, what's that?" "Oh, well, that's a man dressed as a woman. Don't stare." That was just how life. That's how we did it. Don't stare. It's a man dressed as a woman. Don't stare. Okay, and so it just never became. It's like they always existed, but it's like now it's like, why can't you just keep existing and doing your thing? But no, now it's kind of like, God, why do we have to hear about it now? Like, why is it like all of a sudden we all have to live this trans existence or queer existence because other people do? I don't get it. Yeah, true. But some correlation there, honestly. What's your opinion of what Biden said Friday on changing the holiday today? Okay, so I was like, what is he doing, right? I did some further, research or reading or whatever. The Trans Visibility Day has always been a day, or I don't know who came up with it years ago. So it has always been March 31st. It's just an unfortunate coincidence that Easter fell today on the 31st. Now, Easter always will fall on Sunday, where the Trans Visibility Day will always fall on the 31st, but we know the days could rotate, just like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is always the the second to the last or last Thursday of November. My mother's birthday is November 24th. Her birthday is on Thanksgiving every 7 years. So that's basically what happened. So people, politics and stuff, so they want to make everybody, "Oh, Biden did this." He didn't do it. He's just recognizing it publicly. But honestly, what I would have done as a uniter, I would have said to the people, "You know what, this year we're going to recognize Trans Visibility Day on the 30th, on Saturday, the day before Easter," which what is that yesterday? Because this country has had a tradition since its founding of having Easter on that Sunday. So I think if you really were a uniter and you really liked and cared for everybody, you would say, on Saturday we're celebrating Trans Visibility Day so we can continue to keep Easter sacred. That's what I would have done. And that's what I think should have been done, but of course, he didn't. Why do growing up in the 90s as alternative? Yep. You were weird if you didn't wear a dress as a boy, but still be a boy, right? And isn't that really where the bravery comes in? If I sat here and wore a dress and said I'm a woman, well, then that's expected. But if you say you're a man and you're a dress, then you're really making a statement. I mean, isn't that's the truth? Why do businesses follow trend just to keep customers? One of the main UK banks was one of the first businesses to make their staff wear pronouns. Well, because for money. It's just they don't care. They don't really care about the culture. They just care about the money. Everyday's trans awareness. Pretty much it has been, and that's why it seems like it's not going away. Like I'm telling you, in my gay world, we're sick of it. We are sick of it. We're sick of hearing about it. We're sick of hearing about gay stuff. We're sick about all of it. So trust me, this isn't just a heterosexual thing, people getting sick of it. Okay. I'm going to speed this along. Okay. Let me get dark blue underneath, then get to the black. I think the problem is normal transsexuals have been doing their thing, right? But now they have some public acceptance. Cross-dressers who aren't dysphoric are now being right. And they need to, the problem is the gay community or the alphabet community, they're not doing a good enough job. Like, this is why I came out in 2019 and I said, this is bullshit. And I'm sick of men in dresses where, these men in dresses reading to these kids, trying to show up sexy, reading this inappropriate material and stuff. And that's why I spoke up. And so, we definitely need more in the gay community to speak up. But they're like, oh, you're a traitor if you go against yourself. No, you're not a traitor. You're actually protecting the community by speaking out against bad actors. I hate that whole, like, a minority community. It's like, oh no, we have to protect each other. No, you don't. Well, part of protecting the community is being honest and calling out the bad actors in your community. And see, right now, I know not everybody in here is gay or follows drag, but there's a drag queen right now by the name of Shangela. Shangela is very, very famous amongst drag queens anyway. But he's been in trouble for assaulting men, like drugging them. And this has been a secret within the community for years. Like, they've said that about him for years, but of course they hide it because they want to protect their own community. I'm not like that. I'll say it. I don't care, because I think if you're honest, it's the only way that you can improve. You can improve the situation. But it's funny because once one domino falls, then the other falls. Like, so once it became out that Shangela was drugging men and, like, having sex with them. Now people are saying, yeah, it's true. He did this, he did that, and more are coming out. It's like, oh, so now because you've been protecting the community for so long and lying about it, now that the cat's out of the bag, now you want to come out and say, yeah, he did it to me. And it's like these women that come out about like Kavanaugh and all this stuff. Oh, now all of a sudden you've been raped. Okay. You weren't raped 20 years ago. Now you're saying you're raped. It's the same stuff. Yeah, more gatekeeping, please. Yeah, when did gatekeeping become a bad thing? Like, what's wrong with gatekeeping? Like, I don't know why did that become a bad thing? I know a lady whose son plays with dolls, but right, yeah. And the funny thing is, and he'll probably be a heterosexual too. I didn't like dolls when I was a kid. I was actually very much a boy. I rode motorcycles. I shot BB guns. I had clubhouses. I wore fatigues. I was like an average boy, when it came to a lot of things. So, like, yeah, I had a sister with dolls. In fact, I would torture her dolls. I'd hang them up like on a noose and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, so I was a total guy boy and, grew up to like this stuff. So it doesn't always, and I know there's lots of like really heterosexual men out there who played with dolls. So it's whatever, I just think the conversations about it have been way too much. Like, okay, can we get over this? It just seems so weird to me. I was a tomboy, but grew out of that. All right. Me lighten up my brow area a little bit. Always be sus about somebody who supports grooming. Yeah, it's like, I don't get it. Like, do you ever why we never even indulged kids this much? It's like you would just, okay, shut up, go play with your friends. You know what I mean? It's like we just indulge it way too much now. Like like when I wanted to like color my hair and stuff. My mom's like, no, you're not. You can do it when you move out, and that's it. There was no like conversation about it. It's like now, if you don't let a kid do what he wants, you know, make the fashion choices, now all of a sudden you're killing them. Oh my God, you're so abusive. The parents are so abusive now if they don't let their little boy dress like a girl. It's like, when did that become abusive? Like shit, if that's abusive, then I was way abused as a teenager. I wasn't allowed to, buy all the clothes that I wanted to. I had to, fit a certain look for the family, just stupid today. People are stupid today. Have you seen the documentaries where full-grown men dress like to dress up and act like babies? I've seen things, but not, a whole lot, but these people are stupid. It's like I wonder if these people realize, okay, and I know a lot of people, and I was the same way. I was like, I was kind of petty and everything. And I got, when I had my heart attack, I don't want to, I know we all know I had a heart attack and all that crap. And, I've gone through years of healing and getting past everything and doing better. And it's like, I sit here and think about these people that they dwell on this stuff about their, gender and pronouns. And it's like, do you realize like at any moment you could drop dead? At any moment you could drop dead or end up in a hospital or your life completely go upside down from a health problem. And none of this will matter. Like nobody's going to sit on their deathbed and go, I was dead named. They're not doing that. It all, once you have a health problem or once you know it, or a coming to Jesus moment, whatever you want to call it, all that shit's unimportant. Like none of it's important anymore. Like, oh, you called me a big ugly homo. Okay, good. And that's it. It just rolls right off my back. Like I don't this preoccupation about what other people think of you is just sick in the head. And the fact that people who think they could tell you how to dress someone, it's like it's so, oh hi Ashley, how are you? Love you too. The problem is no one is being taught that something should be kept private, right? Well, I blame Oprah. I blame the whole like talk show, the whole talk show shit. I remember that. I remember I'd be watching TV with my grandma back when Phil Donahue and Sally Jesse Raphael was like a thing. One thing I remember my grandma saying is she would say, "I can't believe people are coming on TV and airing their dirty laundry in public." She's like, why do people do that? Like why are they bringing their dad on and talking about personal private matters and stuff? I go, but a lot of old people from that time period, they would say that stuff. Like, why are they doing this? Why are they airing their dirty laundry? And now it's funny, when I was a kid, of course, I didn't care. But I'm just checking what color I want. Okay, but yeah, but ever since then, it's like people bringing people on TV and like exposing them and saying, and I remember talk shows, they would try to convince you that you have to do this and you're helping other people. Bring your mom on the talk show and tell her how you ruined her life, when you were a baby. You know what I mean? It's like, right. The internet says, yeah, but wait, there's more, right? Yeah. Okay, now I'm adding this frosty color. Um, Pronouns on gravestones will be all the rage now. Can you imagine that? Here lies John Smith, she, her. Pronouns on gravestones. I mean, and yeah, I mean, yeah, because you have to get that right, don't you? I mean, what if you misgender them while they're in the grave? Did my comment go through? I froze. My 17-year old is trans. I let them dress how they want, but they agree no meds good. Yeah, and you know what, Susan? They'll probably grow right out of it too. How old? They're 17. When I was 17, I would wear all my makeup. I would go to the stores and I would beg people to stare at me so then I could yell at them for making fun of me or being, it's like, oh, you're making fun of me and stuff. Me and my friends would do that. Like we would deliberately go out, dress a certain way, and then get mad if people looked at us. Like we would dress as vampires, and then someone stare. What are you staring at? What are you looking at? Huh? You know what I mean? It's like I think there's a lot of that going on. Did you say you got a trans? Yes, Mark, I do. My sister was my half sister all my life, named Nancy. Nancy was always a lesbian, and now Nancy is like in her 60s, I think, and has become trans at in her 60s, in his 60s. It is hard. I mean, and the funny thing is, I'm even gay, and you know, you think about it, you're like, wait, I had a sister my whole life, and now it's a brother, and that's fine. I don't care what he does. More than anything, what bothered me when he told me he's trans was not that he said he was trans, was the fact that that's all he cared about, was the fact that he was trans. Didn't care that we hadn't talked in 20 years and didn't care to catch up with me. Just got in touch with me to say I'm trans. So in my mind, it was kind of like, oh, so you kind of just did a drive by conversation with me just so you could talk about yourself and how you're trans, but you didn't care about me. And I think there's a lot of that going on. I think there's a lot of self-centered stuff going on because I'm not, and I'm not picking on trans people at all. It just seems to be that's the topic. But any of these LGBTQ people, if you really look at them, the ones that are very kind of like militant with it and like they keep talking about it, that's all they'll do. They're very selfish people. They're very self-centered because they've been taught to think, oh, my struggle is horrible and the world has to take care of me. Oh, and everybody has to bow down to what, my problems or my needs and stuff. Or it's like, no, not really. No. And I'll tell you, I get sick of the fragility because it they're not as fragile. They're not as fragile as you think they are. They just know how to get attention and know how to get sympathy. I don't know why people just automatically want to think, oh, all the intentions are good. No, they're just like any other kid, anybody else who's looking for attention, who wants to rock the boat, who wants, it's, and I guarantee you, a lot of these kids that say they're trans are you know what, within 5 years, they're going to be with the opposite sex and be in a marriage. I don't know. I can't wait to see that. This is what I can't wait to see the detransition stage because there's going to be a lot of it. Hi, Kelly. Yeah, I'm doing great. Yeah, I find some of the newer trans types that become their only personality trait. Right. Not all are. No, not all are like that. But the thing is, we do know it's such a small minority of people. First of all, the whole gay community is small. It's a very small community. The trans community is even smaller. And the fact that we have these conversations so much, it's just ridiculous. It's like we are focused on the minority of a minority, but yet it has become a daily conversation, daily news stories, and it's crazy. There's already a ton of oh, is it? Yeah, Hope, I know there is, but the media hides it. There's lots of people detransitioning. And what they're going to say in the end is, well, they weren't really trans anyway. Right, we know that. We've been saying it. These people aren't trans, but you guys are saying they are. They're actually called there's a phrase for it. It's called trans trenders, because these are people who just want to be trans because other people in their school are trans. Their favorite celebrity's trans. Their favorite singer is trans, and naturally, it's a social contagion. It's like, people are comparing it to cutting. All of a sudden, we in the 90s, people are cutting themselves. It's like, where the hell did that come from? In the 80s, we never even heard of that. Like, nobody even would think about cutting themselves. Then all of a sudden, all these cutters are on Ricky Lake, and then now all of a sudden, oh, all these teenagers are cutting themselves. We don't know why. Well, of course you know why, because you're showing it all over TV and you're letting people know, hey, you know what? You have an option of cutting yourself to feel better. I mean, it's not hard to figure out. Okay. Why were they doing it if it wasn't real? It's a hard life. What are you talking about? Why were they doing it? What, transitioning? Or claiming to transition? You know what? I'm going to tell you something. People would say, why would I choose? See, that was Susan, I don't know if this is the road you're going down. The argument that people would say, why would I choose to be gay? It's so difficult, right? That's a common argument you'll hear within gay people, to defend the fact that they're gay, which I'm not saying that you have to defend you're gay, but that was a very common thing. I remember, why would I choose this? So they would say it, you'd say it in a way to get sort of like sympathy from people. Like, you're basically saying, I can't help being gay. Well, true. But first of all, you don't owe an explanation to anyone. That's the thing. That's what I'm getting at, is we don't owe an explanation of why we're gay. Okay. And I don't even need an excuse for it either. I don't need an excuse. But anyway, what I'm saying is, I guess the point I'm trying to make is, people say, oh, why would I choose this? It's hard being gay. Well, how can they say that when all they know is being gay? If you're a gay person, you're gay and you don't know what it's like to not be gay. Oh, why would I choose this? It's very difficult. I'm not saying it's been a cakewalk, but it isn't that difficult to do what you want sexually. You know what I mean? I walk around, I live my life, even though I do this, I don't have a difficult time doing it. I don't have a difficult time at all. So I don't understand why it's difficult to be gay. No, it's not. Because that's what you are. It'd be like, oh, it's difficult being a man. Well, how do you know? Because you've never been anything else. So I don't understand when people say, oh, why would I choose to be gay? It's a horrible lifestyle. Is it really? It's not a horrible lifestyle. How could it be horrible? We have days dedicated to us. We have a month dedicated to us. We have clubs and bars and things that we can go to. We're being glorified on television and movies right now. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what's so hard about it. What, because someone called you a name? That's what's hard about it? Okay. And somebody said on here, everybody gets called names. I mean, women get called bitches and the C word all the time just because they have a vagina. I mean, there are words that we call people that we don't like. I mean, I don't know. I'm just not as sensitive as other people. Today at Buka, the only decent wait staff was the transitioning bartender. Yeah, you know what? There are wonderful trans people. They're great workers. They're great workers. I don't know. Okay, so I'm putting a lighter color right here. It'll like make it look fuller and clean up some of the blue that fell. Wait, who is this fresh-faced 17-year-old? Puss Puss. Okay, I know you weren't here earlier for this, but I'm wearing these tapes. And I just think this is up your alley. I don't know. I'm not, I mean, you look beautiful anyway, but these, have you seen these tapes? They're like Band-Aid things. I have them right here, right here, right here. And it's like pulled my face tight. Like I'm not jowly anymore. Well, a little bit. But I'm going to keep experimenting with them. I think I could put tapes right here. But no, honestly, I don't even feel it right now. I don't even feel it right now. But they're really good. I think I spent $14 on them on Amazon. Okay, so I'm just putting a lighter color. I said here to brighten me up and to really, it'll make my cheeks look fuller and to clean up any blue that fell. Puss Puss always sucking up. Mark says, I have a customer of mine, also a male to female, very angry woman, but friendly to me. Thank God. She would be a fight to take down. Is she a big, strong woman, Mark? Is she a big, burly woman? Is she like a big truck driver of a woman? See, that kind of lightens the area. Oh, I like that. I usually don't do that. I usually carry it all the way up here, but like majorly strong, but ripped. That mobile home story is crazy. Gagging for lit. Yeah, me and Mark are gonna go back probably next week because I gotta go to my mom's next week, and I think I'm gonna do a full video inside the mobile home. Like, it's crazy the stuff that's in there. Like things I remember when I was a kid. It's just crazy to think that this place has been sitting there for nearly 30 years. It's unbelievable, but it was really neat to go through it. So I think people would like a video. In case you guys don't know, my mom, she lives next door to an abandoned mobile home that has been empty for like 30 years. And me and Mark went in it. We didn't break into it. It was they already had a window that was broke and a door that was open. So we went into it, and it was just weird. It was an old lady used to live there. She died 30 years ago, and it's been empty since then. And the house is part of a family trust that just keeps paying on it for all these years, and no one has come to it. But like I said, okay, the door was kicked open. Me and Mark think it was a family member, like they were looking for a will or something, because the place is like, it's not fully ransacked. It's just been gone through. Like, there's papers on the floor, but like it hasn't been desecrated. Like they didn't trash it. And I'm like, this is somebody who knew this person, and they were respectfully going through it. Anyway, so I think that'll be a fun video to show you guys. Better not stare too much at her. She will react. Makes me tremble. Tall and still very obviously not a female. Like majorly strong. The woman my ex is with is his friend's old girlfriend, and my ex used to call her nasty names. but now he is with her. It's crazy. You know, crazy shit happens in this world. Okay. And all right, so blend this in. Then I'm gonna powder it all. And I'll probably use a couple different colors of powder. I have a white powder I'll put like right here and right here, like in the areas, the light areas. Kind of messed up here. All right. We powder it up. Oh wait, I gotta add a little bit of like there. Okay. All right, so let me put on some powder real quick. And this will seem like a lot, but it is. But anyway, but anybody that the tape that I used, not one has popped off yet. And I have some like thick makeup on. All right. All right, so now into the contouring section of the program. This is the contour I use. I got it from Amazon. I love it because it is a cool color. It's taupe, which is basically gray and brown put together. If you have like a fair skin, this is like more of a contour match. Although one can say that I don't go harsh enough on it. I do tend to go light, which you guys will probably go, oh my god, you're wearing a bunch of makeup. But this is like light makeup for a drag queen. Because I try to, I guess, want to use my natural beauty, my natural features. So I don't really cake a whole lot of makeup on, which is probably ridiculous because I am wearing a lot of makeup. But for drag, no. For drag, you would basically have black stripes here and up here and then blend it all in to create this shadow. But I don't really hit it that hard. The woman, oh wait. How do you get the natural, your eyebrows looking so natural? I use a, where is it? I use, okay, this product right here. It's called, eyebrow contouring. It's an Asian product. But see the, you see, it's like a fork. See, and it will make hair like, it'll make hair like strokes. So, see, and that's just what you do on your eyebrow. Yeah, BD. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to do that. Okay, so it's not super dark, but you can still see it. That looks like some Temu there. Where this? This I got this on Amazon. But oh, I'm not this is Temu. This shirt back here is Temu. Like I did buy a couple things just to test it out, and I was actually surprised. Now, yeah, the quality is not the greatest. Like, don't buy clothes off of Temu thinking it's going to last you, because it's not. In fact, you'll probably only get one wear out of it. This shirt right here, you could only wear it like a couple times, but it was only $10, so. Jacqueline, I hope I'm saying your name right. They do some good stuff. Like I bought. Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you an example of makeup I bought. Okay, so I got this makeup, and it's like all glittery stuff, right? Now, is it the best? No, but it was $3, and it's not bad. The packaging is extremely cheap, extremely cheap. So that's the kind of stuff you'll get on Temu. You'll get this too. I got this one too. It's like really crappy. The packaging is crappy. It's cheap, but I don't care if as long as the product works. I don't care about the packaging. I know a lot of people. I mean, especially girls. You know, they want a nice, pretty compact or something, and I don't care. Hypnosis involved controlled behavior manipulations for ownership of inherited Where are you talking about? Oh. Oh, Chris America too. Oh yeah. I did some Temu. I'll show you what else I got from Temu. Um what else did I get? Oh, I got some glasses. Uh some new, you know, Hagatha wears glasses, so I lost a Facebook account once and opened up a new one. I had to start. Yeah, it sucks. I want to buy a bunch of dill dildos and hide them around my house so that when I die, all my loved ones can find them like in like Easter egg hunt. That would be hilarious. I typed that 3 times because YouTube kept flag. Did they really? Who taught you to do makeup? Mark, I did. Like, I really don't. I have no one to credit. Let me think. Who? Like, no one taught me how to apply it, but as far as like saying techniques or looks, I would give I can give a lot of other drag queens credit for that. Like okay, like RuPaul's makeup artist Raven is very good makeup artist on himself, and that's why he got the job for RuPaul. But he's really good. I learned stuff from him. Um, there's a drag queen right now. He's an old guy. Um, I was a fan of his many years ago, and then I worked with him. Didn't really care for him. I mean, as a performer, yes. As a person, you know, I guess said things I didn't really care for. Not to me, but other people. Jackie Beat. He's like 60 something, I don't know. But he's part of like that. The age group of RuPaul. Not nearly as famous. And completely bitter about it. But he he has makeup techniques that I liked and and learned from. But mostly it's just looking at fashion magazines and then with the age of like the internet, I got to see makeup tutorials, but I was already doing makeup, in the 80s. So, but still, you could still learn even from brand new people, because a lot of people like you kind of get stuck in your ways and in your methods and stuff. So, it's good to look at others and see what they're doing. But, okay, I think I'm pretty good with contouring and stuff right now. That's advanced makeup work. Oh, thank you. Raven should have won that season, though. No, I agree. Tyra was completely overrated. I mean, Tyra's beautiful, but you know, he I mean, I have my issues with Raven. I mean, personal with Raven, but I used to love Jackie. You know what? I don't know what the hell happened to Jackie Beat. He has turned it. He went from like a cutting edge, like a real edgy, really kind of like a punk rock type of personality, and drag queen to this now 60-year-old vegan who preaches about veganism. It's like, are you serious, dude? Like, you went from being like this edgy, filthy drag queen to now this ultra like liberal, you know, stick in the mud now. Like, I don't even think he's funny anymore. He became a shill. Jackie Beat's horrible now. And Emilio. Yeah, it broke my heart really. Especially when I worked with him. And it's like, oh. But, whatever. Do you know Cosmo? No, I don't. He don't bother me. There's like I love Lady Bunny, I even don't like Lady Bunny, he he's older too. And he's more on the like progressive side, but he's not unrealistic. Like, I don't know. I think he has a good head on his shoulders. So I'm adding a little contour to my nose, which I don't heavily contour because I don't have a big nose, but I do like to have a more refined nose. Johnny Rotten type punks. What do you say? Oh, what, they've changed, Steve? And when you think about it, it's like, who are the punk rockers anymore? Like, it's cool to conform. It's cool to do what you're told now. That's right. It's really kind of made me lose a lot of respect for the drag community. It's like, you guys are just followers now because you feel accepted. And you don't realize that this is just a fad. I mean, because they all know drag is not a sexual orientation or a lifestyle. It's just it's a clown act. But they want to pretend that it's something more. Lady Bunny just did a show here last week, and for some reason the crowd... Really? They booed him. Well, because the thing is with drag queens they tend to be very progressive, and they entertain progressive people. And Lady Bunny is like really kind of like questioning a lot, and is even against Bernie Sanders now, which he was totally for Bernie Sanders. So, yeah, he actually does. I'll give it to him. He is pretty brave, and he gets out there, and he still entertains these people. But yeah, they don't like a lot of his views. Yeah, they are a thing. You know what, Steve? I agree. I honestly don't think drag is going to be around much longer. I think it will continue to be a entertainment within like the gay clubs or whatever. But I don't see it's. I think how anything is. As soon it becomes popular for a little bit, and then eventually it gets old. I mean, you could only put up with an annoying man dressed up as a woman for so long. What percentage of drags are straight, folks? None. I've never met a straight drag queen. They never, but I do remember people in the 80s, like when, like say drag, like they would say, well, no men, straight men do it too. Okay. I mean, if that's what you want to, I don't know. I personally have never met one, and when I say that, I don't mean Robin Williams or Dustin Hoffman dressing as a woman for a movie. I'm talking about a man dressed as a woman, a gay man dressed as a woman in a gay bar performing. I've never met a heterosexual one. Never. I see drag dying. Oh yeah, it's gonna die. It's just it can't sustain itself. People are getting sick of it already. And it's drag, it's all lumped in together with all LGBT stuff. So the community, the people, the general public sees us all thrown into one basket. Gays, trans, non-binaries, drag queens. We're all in a basket, the community. And it's just there's an oversaturation. People are just sick of it. People are eventually just going, oh, fine, you're a woman. You can dress up in I don't care. You know what I mean? And I think we're getting to the point where people are just not going to care anymore. And I can't wait for it. But I think the community is doing a great job of showing themselves to the door, As long as there are bored straight women, drag will always be pop. Well, we'll see. And the funny thing is, I have a feeling, but the thing that I see people, when I see them, the comments they make about stuff, I think different regions are seeing different things. Like, okay, say like drag here. Okay, if you go to, the club I used to work and perform at, it was pretty much, you can guarantee the average person in the audience would be around 22. They're Hispanic and they're gay. Okay, now they would bring in their girlfriends, and eventually, like we did table service and stuff, so they would have parties and some bachelorette parties. But I can tell you, drag queens are sick of that. They are sick of women coming in. Now, they probably won't tell you this on TV or whatever, but for some time, they've actually been sick and tired of women coming in, straight women coming in and having bachelorette parties or birthday parties, because many of the drag queens think that the women don't respect the space. And a lot of drag queens complain. Now, of course, they don't do this in public, but they will complain because what happens is you get a woman who's having her birthday or her bachelorette party, and of course, it's her day. She wants you to celebrate her, okay? Well, what they do is they come into the club and the drag queen is doing their routine, and the woman will stand up with her sash on. I'm the birthday girl, or it's my wedding anniversary, or my bachelorette party, and they're with their friends and they're all, yeah, girl, yeah. And they're standing up in the audience and they start dancing on the drag queen and they want their moment. They're looking for their attention. And the thing is, the drag queen is also looking for their moment. See, the guy who's dressed up as a woman, he's living a fantasy. He wants you there to watch him, but he's going to do it at home or he's going to do it on a stage, but he's going to be Britney Spears for 3 minutes on a stage. Okay. And he is going to give it to you, and he's living in his own little fantasy world. And the last thing that he wants is some biological woman in the audience with her tits hanging out, dancing and being sexy and taking attention away from him. And that's what's happening. And that's what all the drag queens complain about. Why do liberal women idolize and love drag queens but hate men? I think ultimately it's because they look at gay men or drag queens as more of an equal to them than men, like straight heterosexual men. I think they think that gay men are probably more gentle or more understanding or more sympathetic toward them. But I can tell you that's not true. That's not true. Um, we were happy with LGB. Okay, all kidding. So, oh, thank you, Lola. The straight drunk women are the most annoying people to be around. They look at drag queens as clowns for their entertainment. And I also think there is a thing that some women are like very flattered that a man is dressing up as a woman and trying. I think there's something about it. And then there's also you'll get. I mean, just like there's all kinds of people, but I'm just saying this is like kind of what goes on in the gay club with these women, and you'll they'll also start judging you and evaluating your look, like they're an authority on it because they think, well, you're trying to dress like a woman and I am a woman, so now I can say things or I could critique because I don't know. It's a whole thing. Um, I don't care. I've always liked women, but there is a part of gay men. I know there are some gay men that don't appreciate, a woman coming in and womaning him in the gay setting. Okay, you know what? Also, you'll see these girls that come into the gay club, and not all of them are like some of them are just part of the party. Like it wasn't even their gig. Like they don't even like gay stuff, right? But they're showing up anyway because it's their friend's birthday, and you'll get the women that are now I'm not picking on women. It's just the thing is that straight men often don't come to gay clubs, so I can't really talk about them. But the women will come in there and they're in there first of all. If they're straight women, a lot of them are in there to avoid straight men because they don't want to go to a meat market and they don't want to be picked up on. But then at the same time, they think it's their space because gay men like women or they're dressed up as a woman. So they kind of think like they're like rock stars in the gay club. Like, oh, they love me. They all want to be me. And that's not the case. God, my nose got real narrow. Um, and they feel that they can sexually assault, yes, the drag queen. The thing is, I see it all the time. Last week it happened. Jackie Cox got very upset. See, but the thing is, that's also, and I know it's regional and it depends on where you're at, but I've known gay men that go up to women and just start grabbing their tits because they think, oh, I'm one of the girls and they're here to play and they're comfortable around me. So I'm one of the girls, so I can touch their boobs. And I've seen men like gay men go up and like completely like bop their tits and stuff and say really inappropriate things. Straight goths at the gay club. I do drag because it's art and it's fun and also glamorous as well. I don't do it to mock women. Like, yeah, they don't do it. I don't think, a gay man, they're not trying to mock a woman. I mean, an argument could be made for it, just like blackface and stuff, um, but, and it's funny because they will, it's, typically conservative women. They'll be like, oh, I believe it's blackface and this and that. But the thing is that there is an element of it. It does exist because it was an art form because women weren't allowed to perform. Like men had to dress up as women because women weren't allowed on a stage. So you can make an argument that drag exists because of misogyny. Like you can say that. Like, and that would be a truthful statement. But they won't acknowledge it. The gays would never say that. They'll go, "Oh no, I'm not like, yeah, you might not be doing it for those reasons. Just like someone doing blackface may not be doing it to make fun of black people, but people have that impression. So what do? Do you keep doing it because you want to do it? I mean, I I don't know where I fall with it. I mean, I'm just kind of like I'm into. I'm I think, well, I'm a free person. I'll do whatever the hell I want. So I understand that what I'm doing, some women may not like, but I don't care either. Like, I don't care. And, but I do recognize that this may have been birthed because women were not allowed to do it. And ironically, gay men are keeping that alive who claim to be like champions for women. But they'll never stop doing it. But I don't know. I don't know. It's all complicated but simple at the same time. Okay, I'm going to do some lips and then I'm going to put on my hair and we could see what it looks like. I just bought this new lip color. It's called Cabernet. It's a lip liner. It's brand new, so it's ultra sharp. So of course I completely exaggerate my lips. Like, you'll see my lip line there. It's pretty thin. It disappears into nothing. So I really... And you have some of these drag queens speaking at women. That's ridiculous. Yeah, at women's events. It's like a person in blackface speaking BLM people. Thank you, Patty. Um, yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand the whole thing. Like, I really don't. Like, why they would invite like men into to speak for, like, I don't get it. Like, have you ever performed at Sagatha? Yes. Well, I'll explain it. As the full ugly Hagatha, I did a Republican. The funny thing is, I was invited to do a Republican event as Hagatha, and I did. And I'm talking full ugly Hagatha, jacked up face and everything. But then I also started doing a version of Hagatha that's kind of in between Kitty and Hagatha, where it's like it's pretty like Kitty makeup, but with the mole, like Hagatha's mole, and my hair pulled back like Divine, the drag queen Divine, and I'm more kind of trashy. That's sort of like a Hagatha performing drag. So I kind of mix the two, which I really like. Ultimately, I like mixing both Hagatha and Kitty together. Because I have, like, Kitty goes for beauty, and Hagatha is ugly. But, how can I put it? A man my size, it's very hard to be seen in public and be pretty. Right, there you go, Puss Puss. It's kind of like a gorgeous lady of wrestling. Okay, I'm a 6'3". With no shoes on, I'm 6'3". Okay. So with shoes on, just men's shoes, I'm what, 6'5". I'm pretty tall. And right now I'm 260 pounds. I'm a big man. Like, even next to just a man, a regular man, I am a big man. So it's really hard to be a big, husky man and try to pull off some like really pretty thing. Does that make sense? Like, I have to do a lot to carve these features out of my face. So it makes more sense if I had a more character driven drag character like Hagatha or Hog Kitty, the mix of Hagatha and Kitty. I could still be pretty, but still look kind of rough. And because I don't care what I do, I can corset up. I put pads on. I have corsets. I can do the whole hourglass, a figure to where my hips are larger than my shoulders and big tits and everything and big thighs. It's all foam and it's like 20 pairs or 5 pairs of nylons and tights. I can do that, but I then cannot move around gracefully like a woman. I can't be graceful it's just hard for a diesel truck, to be a Fiat. And I could put as much makeup as I want on it, but I'm never going to be a pretty feminine drag queen. So, in that aspect, it's hard to be kitty in public because everybody's online introduction to kitty was me being pretty and telling parents to stop taking their kids to drag queens. Like, that's really the first introduction the majority of the public had with me. So they saw this face, they don't see the body. Well, I am a football player. I am like a big wrestler. I would be in WWE, whatever. I'm that size of a guy. So like I said, you can't put this you can't put it in a pretty package. So I am, you know, a character drag queen, So, I'm never going to go out in public to make you think I'm a woman ever. Um, so you technically are two drag. Yeah. And some people do that. There are people who have different, things that they do, like Jackie Beat for once. Jackie Beat does Jackie Beat. And then Jackie Beat also does B. Arthur as in Golden Girls. So that's a drag queen character doing another character. And some people do that. And that's what I'm doing with, wait, Hog Kitty, Puss Puss. I have like so many ideas. I really do. I have a lot of music that I've downloaded. I'm not the world's best singer, but I'm not the worst either. So I want to remake like some 80s or 90s songs, and I really want to do that. Pearl is a good example too. Yeah, I really like Pearl. I do. And I think Pearl, he had I think a bad edit on RuPaul's Drag Race. I've worked with Pearl before. He's absolutely beautiful, like physically beautiful. Does lack a dynamic personality. I could say that. But I really liked Pearl. He was professional and very respectful to work with. They're not all like that, but he was. And he's like a guy. Like, he's rebuilding a home, and, he's like a guy. In fact, I could say every drag queen that I've worked with and or have been acquainted with, Pearl is probably one of the most masculine out there. I hate that she got canceled for doing blackface. It's stupid. In my opinion, I think you are a handsome kind of man who does fantastic. Oh, thank you, dear. I appreciate it. Right. It's like I have to do comedy. I mean, I'm too big to not. I'm too big to take it too seriously. And of course, there's people. Oh, there are women of all sizes and stuff. Well, I'm not trying to be a woman. Have you been watching? No, I haven't watched any season. Emilio, I have stopped watching for years. Like, I can't even tell you. Okay, I can tell you. The last season I watched is when there was a tie with, I believe, Trinity and was it Monet Exchange? Did they share a win? I can't remember. I think that's the last season I've watched. Yeah, that was the last season I watched because I didn't like. I was starting to get political back then, and I looked at that in particular, that show, that win, as a politically motivated win. Rudest drag. I stopped watching when Pelosi came on stage. That was bad. Rudest drag race queen you know or worked with, Violet Chachki. I can't stand Violet Chachki. I think he's a complete dick. And wait. Yeah, I couldn't stand, and I liked Violet on the show. I did. And when I met him and worked with him, I went, "Oh my god, what a dick." Like, and the thing is, he shows up at the club with all this attitude, with all this attitude, but with no help, no assistant, no nothing. Like, oh, okay, so you think you're all that, but you don't have an entourage, you don't have an assistant, you don't have anybody that's going to help you. And so I was managing, and that meant I managed the drag queens, and I managed the meet and greets. Okay, so it was my job to get them. I had to keep the drag queen on time. I had to make sure they're dressed and in their locations. All that stuff. I had to manage the line of the fans. I had to all that crap. And then I never liked him. Uh, the one that posed nude with a child, yes, that one. Yeah, that was another thing. I just can't believe it. Why he would do something like that. But anyway, so I'll never forget. So I'm in the dressing room with him, and I'm letting him. I hand him a script. They're all. I tell them what. I was the guy at the club that would tell them what to say, how to say it, what to expect, because they would show up really late, and they wouldn't even know the venue. They wouldn't know anything. So I would, like, 5 minutes before they go on stage, I'm telling them everything, and because everything's timed very tightly, and they're always last minute. And it's always hectic and very stressful. But the funny thing is, I miss it. I loved that stress. Anyway, so he has like this big all this luggage with him, and I'm like, okay, so what do you have? What is all this? And he goes, well, this is my merch, but I don't have anybody to sell it. And I said, well, I'm going to be there anyway. I have to protect the area. So I have to manage the line. So I'll sell it for you, which isn't part of my job. I do it as a courtesy because I know that the customers want to see Violet. They want merchandise. They want a t-shirt. They want something. So anyway, he's like, oh, okay, if you want to. Like, he was acting like it's something I really wanted to do when I was actually offering a service for free. And he goes, okay. And so I go, so we open up the luggage and I go, so what do you got? He had some stickers, he had shirts, and he had ball gags. He was still into that bondage theme. And so, well, okay, some good stuff. And I go, okay, so I'll get a table out. I got a black tablecloth. We'll set it up. I'll put it at the beginning of the meet and greet. And as I'm bringing people in to see you, I will offer to sell. And I go, so how do you have a Cash App, a Zelle, whatever? So then he hands me his phone. So now I'm going to manage the payment shit too, right? And then he says to me, oh, and by the way, I know exactly how much of all things that I have, so I'll know whether you stole something or not. And I'm like, what? Like, first of all, I don't have to steal. And not only that, like to think that I would want to steal his merchandise. Like, I wouldn't even I have access to so much like swag, and I have so much access to stuff. Oh, Kennedy's rude too. I never got to work with Kennedy. Um and it really made me not want to do him any favors. So anyway, so we got through that. And then he I that was really my only a problem with him. But not only that, but Violet Chachki actually has no personality. Doesn't know how to talk to people. He just knows how to be pretty. That's it. Yeah, I never dealt with Kennedy. I would say another one was Jinx Monsoon. Oh, and I hate it because I really liked Jinx. No, was a complete pig. He was a pig. And I know now he'll say, well, I was an alcoholic and this and that and blah. Yeah, you were. Or I don't know if you still are or not. But that dude, oh, he was a pig. Like, and it's so funny because, on TV and, he's like he's Chinks. I'm so talented. I was on Chicago. I did this and that and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, you're nasty. Wait, I love the story about Jinx. That's exactly where I'm going with that. So Jinx was fine until it was he didn't for some reason understand or think that he should adhere to the rules that in California liquor stops at 2 o'clock. Yeah, slob. He's not clean either. So anyway, oh, I can tell you more. Okay. Oh, I'll get to all of them. Okay. So we're at, who are we talking about right now? Jinx. So it came to closing, and like me as the manager and me being and dealing with the entertainment, I basically am also the chaperone. So I'm there to make sure that they're taken care of by the waiters and stuff. And so I said, so I get the drinks, I supply all that stuff. So Jinx is like loved what was at yes, alcoholic, loved to drink. Um and I'm not saying that that's bad because I'll tell you there's very few drag queens that don't drink or do drugs. I mean, you're working in a nightclub. But you're still responsible if you're a drunk. You shouldn't get intoxicated to the point where you're abusive. Hi, Alyssa. How are you? FYI, Mike Redbar is watching live as part of his investigation. He's showing leaked texts. He claims are yours, and they look sick. Hopefully it's not true. But please issue a statement ASAP. You know what? I'd love to see these texts I'd love to see these texts into my boring life. Um, that's funny. I'm good. Thank you, love. So, who are we talking about? Jinx. Okay, so Jinx, you know, first of all, he was like fighting, like getting mad, like yelling that he couldn't get alcohol after 2 o'clock. And he was like begging the bartender and then begging me and saying, well, you're the manager. You could make them serve me. I go, no, I can't. I can't make them break the law. I mean, anyway, so, the club I work at is heavily Latino. And I'm talking 85% of the workers, clientele, everything is Latino. And he kept saying, I need me a Latino boy. A Latino boy to eat his ass. Like, that's exactly how he put it. I want a Latino boy so I can eat his ass. And I'm like, oh. Anyway, like, yeah, I can't help you with that. I can't help you with that. Anyway, so I also I provided transportation. Uh, the club had an Escalade, and so I'd pick people up in Escalade, and anyway, take him back to his hotel. Finally, get him out of there. And he's like, please, can you stop and find me a Latino boy? And The thing is, he was dead serious. Like, he's dead serious. It wasn't a joke or an act. And I'm like, no, I can't. I can't. Hi, Chaz. How are you? What are you, Gottmik? I'm not familiar with Gottmik. I know isn't that a woman, like, or a trans? I'm not sure. That are women that are trans men, but yes, I'm sick of all of it. I'm sick of all of it. So Gottmik is really a female, right? Like, I don't even know his story. I didn't care enough about it at by the time we got to that season. I hate my mouth drops right there. Um, it's live on Red Bar right now. He's apparently conducting an investigation. Good. Good, he should. Gottmik is Violet's sidekick. I didn't know that. Anyway, so that was Jinx. And then for some time, me and Jinx have been. A lot of these drag queens don't know who I am when I confront them online because I'll confront them in my drag thing, but they all know me as a man because I'm the club manager, right? So I'll argue with them and I'll do everything online. They'll eventually block me, but Jinx was annoying me for so long, being this voice for trans people, or trying to act like they're like he's acting like some kind of authority on this crap, and all these stupid kids sit at home and worship him, and it's like, he's so gross. I'll tell you who else is gross, and I haven't brought this up yet. Eating booty leads to gingivitis, right? I'll tell you who I couldn't stand, and I thought was such a pig, was Chi Chi LaRue, and I don't know how many people know who Chi Chi is. Chi Chi LaRue is basically an old man an old perverted man who was drag queen, and then it then turned into like some kind of porn producer. Chi Chi LaRue, which video was she in? I didn't know that. Yeah, Chi Chi LaRue is a porn producer. Ugh, he was so gross. Like, that's definitely somebody who. Oh, really deeper. Chi Chi LaRue is one of these people. He's an old man. He's like, I don't know, in his 60s. I mean, when I say that, I don't mean to be derogatory. Like, I know it's not really old. But anyway, he is an old man who I believe is into it all for, like, he's into the sex thing. Like, I could see eventually stories will come out about Chi Chi being a predator. Like, I could totally see that. I can see that happening. But anyway, so he, I'm used to people being forward. In the gay club, people are very forward. But he was like forward, but in a weird way, like we were together, like isolated in a car, and then he was weird to me. Wait, I feel RuPaul is low key. I kind of think so too. Puss puss. Um, Puss puss. I look at my lips look like yours. Anyway, so I had to drive Chi Chi around. I had to pick him up at a hotel, and then take him to the club. Go, brief him on what the evening will be like. But he got drunk, or it was on drugs, because he was like inebriated before we even got there. Like, so he had been partying prior to getting he had been, partying or doing whatever before he was to work, because he's there to work at the club. Okay. So I had to, thank you. So I pick him up, bring him to the club, and I already know he's drunk or several things going on. But anyway, he ends up getting on the DJ booth, tripping and falling. His drink goes everywhere. He spills alcohol all over the DJ equipment. He falls off a step. He is like, before the club is even opened, he's already smashed. But he was there for 2 days. Okay. The first day he didn't get smashed. It was the second day when he was DJing, which when these drag queens DJ, it means, oh, I'm going to put a flash drive into the equipment and I'm just going to dance and act crazy while I play you my mixtape. That's what they're doing. They're not even really DJing. Okay. But anyway, he loved his cola. What? Oh, yeah, cola. Anyway, so the first night he was okay. I get him in the car. He gets drunk, but it was the second night where he was a pig. So the second night, he's very sexual. Like, he's a porn guy. So everything's sexual in nature. Everything he says is sexual. Everything like has a sexual slant or a flirtation or something. And it was just getting annoying. And it's like, you're not even good looking. I don't know why you're acting like that. Like, nobody wants you here. Like, nobody is attracted to you. Like, you're just an old drag queen. And I guarantee you, this club, the population of people in there, they're all young Latino kids. None of them even know who you are. Like, you're just an old white drag queen to them. Like, so anyway, okay, I'm going off, but okay. So anyway, so he was cool the first night. Second night, he was a pig. I pick him up and he, like I said, he's drunk or coked out or whatever. Anyway, we're driving, and so he must feel comfortable with me because it's the second day we're working together. He says this to me, "Hey, why don't you pull over?" This is what he said. It's nasty, so I hope my mom's not listening. Anyway, I don't even want to say it now, but he said, kind of like Trixie. Oh, hold on, I got a Trixie story too. Okay, so then I'm driving the car and we're stopped at a stoplight and he goes, "Hey, why don't you like pull over and let me suck your fat cock?" Yes, Emilio. And I went, and I'm like alone with him. Now, I mean, I'm a grown man, whatever. I could take him, physically. But it's like, all of a sudden I felt like a little kid or something. Especially, okay, I don't want to get too, serious, but when you're a kid that has experienced, that, like people messing around with you. Okay. It's like then when you're alone with somebody and then they're behaving in this way, you felt your soul shake. Yes. And I'm like, he sucked everyone off. He makes it so awkward. It was like, I didn't want to be around him anymore. Like, I didn't want to be around him. He don't take no for an answer. Oh, well, he was I started laughing because I was uncomfortable. I went, "What? What did you say?" He goes, "Yeah, I want to do that." And I'm like, "No." And like, I had to pretend like, you're like, "Oh, I don't want you to think like I don't want you." So I said, "Well, no, I have a partner." But it's like, I wouldn't want you anyway. But you know what I mean? But it's like, oh, I have to work with him all night, so I can't make it more awkward than he has made it. So, that was my thing with Chi-Chi, and I think he's just, disgusting. And then, like, you have like a moment like that with somebody, then you start seeing how ugly they are. I'm like, oh, you and your big fake horse teeth, and, yeah, it wasn't nice. It wasn't pleasant. But anyway, And then okay, so we get back, we get to the club, and like I said, he's drunk and he has a couple more drinks. Basically, they had to fire him that night from being the DJ because he was so messed up. And then oh, cuckoo. Yeah, I just went over that. Like, Jinx talking about eating ass, like, asking me to get him a Latino boy so he could eat him. It's just gross. They're just the people who do a lot of talking online about love and acceptance, and they're pigs. They're just nasty people, and he's one of them. Right? They give gay men a bad rap. Okay. Um, Responded. What are the allegations? Wait, Daniel, Patrick, what are they? Please respond to the allegations that you inappropriately touched comedian Tony Hin, whatever, at the Hyperion Theater. I don't think I've even been to the Hyperion. Let me see. And Bar on August 2019. Red Bar showed receipts from Tony describing. I would love to know. I would love to know what me and Tony did together. I would love to know. I mean, 99.9% of the queens are horrible. Well, yeah, they are. I mean, it's so funny. It's like Jinx, like not Jinx. Trixie's very popular, right? Trixie's a very popular drag queen. But I got the distinct impression that he is not comfortable really being in drag. Like he he was the only person, he was the only drag queen that did not want to be seen in public. I had never encountered a drag queen like that. That was like, he wanted to hide when I picked him up. And it's not, and no, and I know Trixie's popular, but this was before Trixie's popularity. This was like just like when he just got off of RuPaul, or while he was still on RuPaul. He was not the big person that he is right now. I just got, from him in particular, I got the impression that, I don't want to say that he didn't enjoy drag, but I think he wanted to be seen as a normal person. Like he went out the back of the hotel. Like he went out the back door and had me meet him like between parked cars. The other ones, oh, they get their luggage and they walk out the entrance like they're going to the Oscars, and they're Meryl Streep. Like they're like they're walking out of the hotel like they're Cher. Like they love it. They love everybody to see them, and people stare at them and stop and talk to them. Trixie didn't like that. Trixie was like, no, I just want to hide. Pick me up. I'll go to work and I'll come back. I'll hide again and I'll take off my makeup. That was how it was with Trixie. Which, like I said, Trixie is very, very popular and famous. But I don't know. I thought that was different. I'd never experienced a drag queen who did not want to be seen. Someone mentioned Will. I think he's probably more of an introvert. But I didn't. It's not. I have nothing bad to say about Trixie, but I didn't. Basically, the personality that you see online is not the personality I saw that night. Kind of. But it's so funny because several of them from around those seasons were like this. Pearl, even Alaska, not very dynamic people in real life. Like very quiet, like just sat there, waited. Yeah, it basically treated it much like a job. Like that's the impression I got. Some of these drag queens love the attention and they love they love being a star. And then there's some that kind of just want to shrink off and like just be on their phone waiting for their curtain call. Trixie is weird, but in other ways, he's a very nervous person for some reason. I could see that. He kind of only wants to be seen in the club. Yeah, I totally got that impression from him. Maybe Trixie has probably social anxiety. Max was really shy and insecure. Did what did I think of Willem? Willem, I love.
It's a double.
Oh, thank you. Mark just brought me a drink. What is it, Mark?
Vodka.
Vodka. I think he put something in it. That's what I think. That was my Trixie story. I don't really have much of a Trixie story. That was it. Trixie just did not want to be seen in public. Trixie wanted to hide, slip into the car, slip out, and it wasn't like to avoid fans because he wasn't famous then. He wasn't like a big deal then. Denali. Not familiar with Denali. Willem, I did work High Scarab. I did work with Willem. While Willem, I know people say he's dirty or whatever, or stinks. Oh, I gotta tell you about Sharon Needles. Okay. I had kind of a Violet interaction with him. Like I offered, he didn't come with help either. I offered to help him with his meet and greet, and he was good. He was not nicer about it than Violet was, but he made it clear, like, you know, he knows how much his stuff is. Like, but he wasn't as rude about it as Violet was. But Willem also is one out of two queens that actually compensated me. So that's because of that, I have a good memory of Willem, because he's the only other one besides Ginger Minge, not Ginger, Katya, who was very like generous and was thankful and compensated me for the work that I did for them. Oh, you know what, Emilio? I don't know what the hell, but now I understand why Sharon Needles is not popular anymore. He, like, unnecessarily stunk so bad. Like, almost like it was on purpose. Like, I'm deliberately gonna stink bad just so people can talk about it. Like, I don't know why I get that impression. He smelled like the worst BO and cigarettes ever. Like, I picked him up. He just got off a flight. I think he flew in from Pennsylvania because he hardly works, anymore. Because I guess he's canceled for whatever reason. But he gets in the car. It was my personal vehicle because I drove. I remember it was my car because I didn't go to the club. I just went right from home to the airport. And God, he stunk so bad. His hair was so greasy. But yet, I think it's odd that somebody who really cares about the way they look, they don't care about the way they smell. Like, everything was very carefully, he was dressed very carefully in the way he wanted to be seen, but yet, he completely stunk like an ashtray that's been in somebody's crotch. It just stunk. He stunk so bad. And I'm like, is this part of your gig? Is this part of your image? I don't know. He didn't shower for 3 days once in New York. I like Willem, thank God, was cool to you. Yeah, I can't say Willem was mean to me at all. I mean, I think Willem was a performer and like had some kind of popularity even before Drag Race. So, I think he kind of was already like a star in his head. So it's not that he was rude. He was just, professional and I don't want to say dismissive, but he could be in a room and completely ignore everybody because I think he's used to that. I don't know. The BO is bad to the point where it's like, how do you, like, you're just rude. And all I can think about was the person who sat on the plane next to him. Mark. I couldn't believe it. I feel the younger queens are not as appreciative as the older ones were. Right. I agree with you, Matt. The new ones think they're entitled, and they think, okay, this is the problem with drag. They think if they dress up, they're stars. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, okay, local drag queens, like in the LA area, who have never left LA and they've only performed in LA, they want to pretend like they're like these big celebrities. And they acted more entitled than somebody who actually won RuPaul's Drag Race. It's unbelievable. Like, the delusions in this community is just it's like it's heartbreaking. Like you're like real, and it's like God, I don't want people to think I'm like I don't want to be part of this community. Willem is all about business. Yes, he was very into business. Mark says, so when did this Needles person get canceled? I don't know. Wasn't it? It was some racial stuff. I can't remember what it was about, but apparently he said the N word. I mean, who hasn't? But anyway, I'm going to tell you, okay, if Sharon Needles got canceled for saying the N word, I think it was because of the N word. I don't know. I have heard I have heard the N word so many times in the gay club from white drag queens to black ones. And yet, because they're popular and everybody like them, nobody says a word. Oh, he essayed a minor and abused them. But they're so fake. They're so fake. Oh, it's so fake. You know what's so funny is my old boss. I gotta tell you something what he would do. Because he's a nasty person. And he works directly with these drag queens and everything. And we were friends at one time, but he was so abusive and so like ridiculous, and he knew it. He knew he was. He knew exactly what he was doing. And I would wear like my clothes. I would wear like a black. I would wear a black shirt with a black tie or any color tie. I started wearing bow ties. That was like my signature look in the club was different bow ties. But you have to wear all black. And I had a pocket right here, and my phone was always in my pocket. He would come up to me when I would be like in the offices or in the kitchen or, you know, away from the public. And we would be talking and we'd be talking real. And he would like go to my pocket and he would pick up my phone and look at it to make sure I wasn't recording. He was scared to death of me recording anything in that club. And then he would say things to me like, oh, I know you're going to write a book one day and I'm going to be in your memoirs and you're going to trash me and all this stuff. And I'm like, like, what, are you afraid that the stuff that's going on here is going to be televised or be in a book or be talked about? Because they know these places. It's crazy. That N word is something that for some reason is always thrown around in the dressing room. I'm just saying, the people who go on stage and who tell you to love one another and tell you to not be racist and you should be actively anti-racist, these people are saying the N-word all day long. It's all about popularity, it's all about money, it's all about fame. That's all they care about. They don't care about anything else. Just like the drag queens that are reading to kids and twerking in front of them, they don't care about your kid. They don't care about educating them. They care about the dollar. They care about the attention and they care about the dollar. That's all they care about. They do not care about your kid. They don't care about your kid's well-being. They don't care about any of that. Yeah, maybe he probably, well, see, the thing is, yes, he wanted to get trashed in a memoir. Of course he would, because he likes attention, and he would love any of it, any attention at all. It's all. Hey, Emilio. So where are you? Where are you in the business, or do you know any drag queens, or are you just a fan, or what? How do you know so much? He would enjoy the negative attention. Yeah, totally. Sheesh. How narcissistic can you get? No, it's. When did drag start to become political? You know what they'll say? They'll say that drag has always been political. That's what they'll say. But because they'll go on stage and they'll flip off whoever is president at the time. They're not going to flip off Biden for, because they're all part of this club. But I'd like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'd love to know what they're doing In fact, they're probably still talking about Trump from the stage. They're probably still talking about that. I mean, I don't know. The community that used to be cutting edge and avant-garde is not anymore. I followed you on Instagram. Kylie York. How are you? I used to be in the New York drag scene. I used to work at Sip and Twirl. Oh, what did you do? Hey, did you see Lady Bunny got at RuPaul in his new book? Did you see that Lady Bunny got at... Oh, yeah. Oh, you were a club manager? Yeah, I was a manager out here in LA. Um, yeah, yeah. Lady Bunny more and more is coming out against RuPaul. Yeah, a lot. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna. I like Lady Bunny. He was one of the last. He's actually the last drag queen I went and actually spent money on and watched over the holidays. I went to a show in LA. Um, I've spent money on him. I saw his show, and I've spent money on Jackie Beat. Those are the only drag queens I've gone to see, other than in working in the clubs. But I remember I picked up Lady Bunny at the hotel, and he wasn't in his bunny outfit. He had the makeup on, but no, he didn't have the hair or anything. And I was shocked because I've never seen Bunny without the wig on. And he actually has really beautiful gray hair, like long gray hair. Bun Bun has turned. Yes, that's why Lady Bunny got booed last night. The funny thing is, a lot of drag queens. I don't know if you witnessed this in New York, but Los Angeles is very saturated with drag. It's no big deal to see a famous drag queen walking down the street. You can go to any club in LA and find somebody, and you could go to a free show. You just walk in and buy a drink, and you'll see a famous drag queen from RuPaul's Drag Race on a stage, and you didn't even have to pay to see them. In California, anyway, and I imagine New York's probably the same, that you can see it's not like Iowa. Like Iowa, they'll bring Alaska or some famous drag queen there, and everybody's like, oh my God, and they'll sell out the whole club, and everybody will be there, and it'll be a big event. In California, it's not like that. You could have a famous drag queen on the stage and, have empty seats. Like, it's just so saturated that no one really cares here anymore. And what was my point? A lot of these drag queens, especially in California, that's all I know are California, they get mad at the audience because the audience just isn't applauding hard enough. No one's even phased there, I'm sure. They like get mad. Like a drag queen will go on stage and they'll really think they're killing it because they're lip syncing Cher. When, I mean, Cher did all the work, let's be honest, and sang the song. You're just sitting there mouthing your mouth, moving your mouth to the words. And they expect to get an applause like Cher would get one. Like, you do understand. See, at some point, like, I would sit back during drag and watching myself performances, or I'd be performing, or I'd watch other people perform. And it would all of a sudden, the reality of it would hit me. And I'm like, I'm just a man up here pretending to be a woman. And I'm pretending to really be singing Britney Spears, which everybody knows I'm not, because I'm not Britney Spears, and they know I didn't sing this song, and I'm just moving my lips to it. And these people will do this. I mean, it's not even karaoke. Like, you're not even doing karaoke. You're just up there living your fantasy of being this woman, and then you are moving your lips to somebody else's song, and you expect an applause to blow the roof off the building. Like, who the hell what do you think you're doing? We're just playing dress up. We're playing dress up. That's all we're doing. And you get mad if you don't get like a 10-minute applause and a standing ovation. It's amazing these things, like, there are people who would stop in the middle of a number and like get mad because, oh, you're not clapping for me. I just did a cartwheel. Like, it's embarrassing. And like, I'm like, dude, you're not that good. Like, you think you're great. I mean, you could take I think the most talented drag queen out there and still say, you're just pretending. Like, well, any actor does, but still, your talent, okay, the talent is in the makeup, the talent is in the outfit, and the talent is that. And we see that, yeah, but you are not Beyonce, and you're not going to sell out a stadium the way Beyonce will, and you're definitely not going to get a standing ovation. These drag queens get mad if you're on your phone. Like, they'll get mad. Now, when I would perform, I would clearly see that people are recording or tech or doing whatever. But I'm not focused on that one person. I'm focused on the audience. The audience is like 100 people, 50 to 100 people, whatever. And these drag queens will get focused on the one person who's just sitting there taking a selfie or whatever. And they would stop and go, "What are you doing? Why aren't you paying attention to me? You're here at a drag show. You could be at home on your phone all you want." Well, you know what? They didn't want to. They wanted to be on their phone in the club. But it's like they take it so personally, and it's like, "Honey, you're not curing cancer here. Okay? You're not. You're just a man in bad makeup, in cheap clothes, skipping around a stage, pretending to be Madonna, and you're not, and everybody knows you're not, and they know that you're lip syncing. They know you're not even trying to sing. You're not doing anything. Your talent is in the fact that you did makeup, and half of them don't even do makeup well. So it's like you're not even doing anything. And it's like, and yet you're up there pretending like you're curing cancer and that, you're solving the war between Israel and Gaza. It's like you're not doing anything. But yet you think because anyway, Matthew, the exposure I lived. But it's so true. Yes, I've met Bianca and I really liked Bianca. Bianca did actually, before Bianca became, it was after Bianca's win, but before Bianca started doing all these world tours and stuff, had a residency at the club I worked at. So was there like every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. Bianca lives in Palm Springs. Bianca lives like 45 minutes east of me. It's no big deal to have Bianca in California. So anyway, we had Bianca at the club, had a contract and was great. I loved Bianca. I thought Bianca was professional. I thought Bianca's genuine. Bianca is the same on stage as he is backstage. Well, backstage is actually nicer, but I liked Bianca. Bianca was completely professional and great. And I like Bianca. I don't think Bianca would like me. But I don't need you to like me, Bianca, for me to like you. They just got on a fake ass reality show, and that's about it. Do you know some of them didn't even audition for that show? Some people didn't even audition. They were called and said, "Hey, do you want to be on the show?" Yep. I mean, there's people that have been on the show that will never go back. Yeah, Bianca's so real and genuine. Yeah, I really like Bianca. But I know Bianca wouldn't like me because of my politics and stuff, and that's fine. And that I don't need Bianca to like me. I really don't need anybody to like me. I mean, it's so funny because, sometimes when you grow up, and you're gay and people make fun of you, you're used to people not liking you anyway, so you don't care. Pearl ain't going back. Yeah, I don't picture Pearl coming back. Pearl, the last thing I saw, he's busy building a house somewhere. All right, let me put on my lashes. Alaska. I liked Alaska, but Alaska was boring. Alaska was quiet. Um, didn't give us backstage what he gives on TV or anything. He's I'm not saying he's a bad person or anything. Just didn't have this like dynamic personality or anything. Pearl is such a baby. I'm sure deep down Bianca would agree with your view, but yeah, I wouldn't admit it. I give Drag Race another 3 seasons or so. But especially how oversaturated it is. It's like now in every country has one. It's like, and there are people who will watch every season in every country. Alaska smokes way too weed and just becomes a mute. That's funny. You know who else is quiet? Well, I mean, Lady Bunny's been doing this forever, but yeah, he would just sit backstage, smiling, watching everybody have a good time. Okay, let me put on my lashes. They're not really the ones I want. You haven't met Eureka. People have so many. I have not met Eureka. I I don't know, and I don't want to, I guess judge Eureka, but from what I see online, I can kind of see how I would think Eureka's annoying. Have you seen the drag invasion? No, on Fire Island I haven't. I haven't seen that. My daughter passed a dead Yorkie in the street one day in the gutter. It was there the next day and the next. She was heartbroken and disgusted, but when she got closer and found it was a weave. Eureka smells. Okay, this is what I'll say. A lot of drag queens smell because you know why? Because they're boys. They're boys, and they treat the drag room and they treat their clothes at like a locker room. Like they do. Like they'll pull out nylons that they wore the night before and the night before, the night before. So they have all this sweaty like foundation garments and wigs like in their bags. And so the wigs start to smell, their foundation garments start to smell. Their costumes, very rarely are the costumes like really what's the word I'm looking for? Constructed in a way that is going to last. A lot of them is just kind of like disposable stuff. I mean, a lot of them they'll be on stage doing a twirl and it will come apart. Like a lot of this stuff is taped together, it's glued together, it's safety pinned together. So yeah, we're still dealing with men. We're dealing with men who sweat and that are active and they're doing so their balls are sweating, their asshole is sweating, it's getting on all the underwear, the nylons, like the 5 layers of nylons. They're sweating into the sponge that's on their ass and on their thighs and on their chest. So, and these are things that can't be laundered. So they have like the sponge and stuff that they've crafted and shaped into a body shape, and they're wearing it against their skin and they're sweating into it. So they stink, and especially their wigs stink, because you could spend $500 on a styled drag wig, from a good maker. You wear the hell out of that. You're gonna wear it till it falls apart, but it's also filled with the sweat from your head. So yeah, a lot of their clothes stink. And that's another reason why a lot of them will completely drench themselves in perfume. Like they will saturate themselves to where they walk by you and you're like, oh my God. Okay, let me put on my lashes. Because I want to put on my hair and I want to see what it looks like with my hair and my wig. My wig and my shirt. Okay. Sounds like drag queen equipment smells. Yeah, it is. They're boys. Yeah, I tried washing my styled wigs and couldn't wear it again. Yeah, you can't. And it's like I'm not putting them down. It's just, I mean, but I am. I mean, okay, you stink, and I get there's a reason for it, but my nose doesn't care what the reason is. Hi, Red Rabbit. How are you? So you wear perfume? I sometimes, well, because you fall for the whole like drag thing. So you're like, yeah, oh, I have to smell like a woman too, because I'm wearing women's jewelry, I'm wearing women's underwear, I'm wearing all this stuff. So yeah, you think, okay, I got the sights, I got the look. Now I have to smell the part. I wore some knockoff of like Chanel, Coco Chanel or something. I don't know. You kind of wear whatever you think smells good, and it's like, I don't know. Okay, put this on. Hi, Becky. How are you? Red Rabbit. I'm doing well. I hope you are too. I'm doing great. Thank you. It sounds appropriate that they look and smell equally as much like women. Yeah, dry shampoo. I've heard of dry shampoo. I mean, a lot of these guys, they don't care. It's true. I've met some, and it's like a Foot Locker. Okay. Okay, I gotta glue this down real quick. Okay. I'm well. I have been good, love. Hey, Anthony, how are? Oh, you're both on. How are you? You know what? I just decided to come on and do some makeup for Easter. Just because I'm not really doing anything for Easter. My mom had to work today, so we did our Easter on Friday. Okay. My eyes are gorgeous. Thank you. Because where you put the eyelash on, it seems like it cuts it in half. Hi, tea time. How are you? Hey, Anthony, did you hide eggs today? Ha, sitting next to him watching. This live is a treat for Easter. Oh, thank you, Puss Puss. You didn't do anything today? Things are good here. Hope I'm doing well. I am. We're finally the sun is out. Well, it's going down, but we had rain all day today and yesterday too. We're supposed to get again. It's funny because people, oh my God, it's raining so much in California. Oh, it must be climate change. Then we find out that they've been seeding our clouds. In California, they're seeding clouds. It's not climate change. It's because, well, yeah, I guess they are. I guess they are changing the climate and they're making it rain, which we don't mind. All the kids here in town hunted eggs. Oh, that's fun. You know what? When we were kids, we used to have Easter egg hunt, and then we would like my dad would hide it, and so then we would get it all. We'd get all the eggs, but then the kids would continue hiding them all day long. I don't know if you guys ever did that. All day long, we would hide them from each other, and then have to go find them. Yeah, it's always the hardest part. Is getting them to match. New York is like spider webs in the sky. What is like spider webs in the sky? Okay. Hey, Matt. We had an egg hunt too. It was fun. I never get tired. I used to love it. How's my health? My health has been good. I've just been I'm having like teeth problems. Like they say my gums are I have like a gum disease, but I don't know. I go next week and get it all cleaned up, I guess. All right, I could do this forever. So I'm gonna get my wig on and my because you guys, you could do this forever. I could sit here forever and oh, this is ugly. This is ugly. I send hogs, makeup, walkthroughs, my dates. I don't show up as nice as their photos. Bob seems to have a lot of control. Are you talking about Bob the drag queen? Bob the drag queen is out with Madonna right now. He has a really good gig, a good paying gig. Um, I did work with Bob once. He wasn't a bad person. I didn't think he was a bad person. I mean, I know politically we're not aligned, but that's fine. I don't need to I don't really have to get along with someone. I don't have to agree with their politics. Like I could separate it. Well, I guess I had to because it's like a working environment. So I mean, I'll see him online. I mean, I don't really care for a lot of his views, but I don't have to. Like, I think, like, there are some drag queens who are racial, and I just don't see why. Like, what's the need to be racial? I don't get it. But there are some, like, that's their gig. Like, I don't know. What do you think about Ben Shapiro allegedly firing? Well, I did make a post about that. I'm shocked. I mean, I don't know why. Wait, I'm gonna put on this other shirt. Hold on. I want you to see my tits. You know what? I'm over the racial crap too, to the point that I'm like, I don't care. I don't care if you think I'm a racist. I really don't care. Like, I don't give a shit anymore. Like, I have nothing to prove. Even being called transphobic, I don't care. You could think I'm transphobic all you want. Like, and I think that that's something that we need to get over. I would say, especially as white people, because that is an accusation white people get constantly, is that we're racist. And it's like, you're just accept it and just say, yeah, whatever. I don't care what you think. You know, because it is an ugly thing to be called that. And, and for people to, like, say such things to you. But we have to at some point realize that they're being childish and just calling stupid names, and it may not even apply to you. So don't even own it. So I don't even argue with it. Well, you think I'm racist? That's fine. Like, it's because in our culture, we've been like, that's like the worst thing to be, is like a racist, because we're such a race conscious society. But don't let it, just because someone calls you that, don't mean you are, because they're going to call you that just to accuse you of something and, make you look bad. I mean, yeah, I know I'm not a transphobic person. And you know what makes me, how you know that is because I'll even make fun of it. Like, I can joke about it. Like, I think if you could talk about I could talk about it. I don't care. It's like, I just don't care. I don't care. Like, I don't care what you do. Like, okay, I add this because it, is, okay, I know, I met Candace many years ago when she was doing Blexit. Okay, I put this here to add height to my wig. I like Candace. I mean, I think over time she's kind of become a characterization of what she is, just because now she's been on, TV and in the public eye. But like, I became acquainted with her when she was still just a YouTuber, and I liked her, and I went and saw her, and I liked her, but I think she's becoming part of that media machine. And I'm not saying it's bad, but I know that these people, they have to act a certain way. They have to say things a certain way. And for whoever they're working for, they have to sort of push the message for whoever they're working for. And I know she's working, I don't know how much of Daily Mail is Ben Shapiro, but obviously he has a lot of influence there. And I don't know exactly what she said against Jews, but they made it very clear, you cannot have your own opinion or anything. And so I think that, I don't know. I mean, realistically, they don't owe her a job. Nobody owes you a job. But it doesn't look good if, they don't like that she said something, I guess, challenging, or I don't know. I honestly don't know exactly what she said, but calling someone racist over different points of view, seriously. Well, yeah, Anthony, when people immediately go to racism, then you've lost. It's like someone pulling out a nuclear weapon and shooting you with it. It's like, so you didn't even want to talk about this stuff. You just want to accuse me because you want to be right about something and you want to be a victim. Just tell them you're not dysphoric and you still see women. Ben is a mess. Well, it's so funny, but I think it really kind of shows how fragile he is. that they had to get rid of her for just a comment. I mean, I don't know. Like they should have had her on. You know what they should have done? They should have had her and Ben together and them talk about it on the air. But anyway. All right. This wig is like I have it bumped up and like ratted out in the back to give me more height, and I don't have the front styled. It's just like this. I don't have this styled because so I could do other things with it, you know. You kind of don't want to get stuck in one style with a wig, so or you can't use it over and over again. Like what Cuckoo was saying, like he would wash his styled wigs and then couldn't wear them anymore. So I really kind of avoid a style. So that's why I kind of just do like, just make it bigger and bump it a little bit and then. Okay. But, you know, there's like some, like, I guess drag queens that they go for like a very stylized look where I kind of just like being average. I mean, I know this isn't average, but I don't need a ton of costuming for what I do. You are underappreciated. Oh, thank you, Red. That's sweet. Thing is, you know, the funny thing is, I hate styling hair and wigs, and I went to school for hair. Like I completed beauty school, got my cosmetology license, did hair, and I actually hate it. Um. Oh, the fembots. That's cool. I like that. Anyway. Okay, I always get so jealous of people that can contour like. Well, you know, Becky, the thing is, you probably don't even need contour. That's the thing is, you probably won't see the results on your face. I mean, if I remember, I mean, you kind of have prominent cheekbones and stuff, don't you? Thank you, Booger. Um, I panic when mine fell out. What are you talking about? Okay, so there's a pair, like I have like these earrings that I wear all the time, and I got them because it came like with this set. I know a lot of you probably, I don't know how many of you know who Divine is. Divine's a drag queen from like the 80s who was very, you know, edgy and stuff. Totally loved it, Divine. Um, but I bought some jewelry that was like a replica of like something that he wore. Where the hell is it? But they're just like clip-on earrings. Does Moshi like it when you're in drag? Well, I don't have Moshi anymore, but no, Moshi didn't like it. Moshi would look at me. Well, he got used to it, but he would look at me and go, "What the hell are you like? Where's my daddy?" You know. And but he got used to it. But yeah, when he first saw me, he didn't know it was me. And then it like, I guess, you know, once he smelt me and so he goes, "Oh, that's my daddy." But yeah, me and Mark are looking into getting another dog or two. We're probably gonna get two dogs. Yeah, I don't know where my earrings are. I felt that way when I saw my mom with different dads. I have the high cheekbones and sharp features. I suppose it wouldn't be right even if I figured out how to do it. Well, no, because dear, if you already have like I mean, I do have like, okay, this cheekbone and it does dip in here. And so I contour right in there just to give me more. But if you already have like the cheekbones and stuff, you can't, you'll look like a zombie or something. You know what I mean? Oh, wait. I felt that. Oh, wait. Oh, I could paint. You'd be such a, oh, thank you so much. I did want to be really what I wanted with my life. My goal in life when I was a teenager was to be a makeup artist, but I I'll be honest with you, um which is why I'm not into cosmetology anymore. I okay, I when I first got into cosmetology I was 19, right? I went to school, I didn't finish. I got into drugs and all that stuff. So then I went back in my 40s. Okay. I got my license. I got the whole license to do everything. I could do makeup, hair, nails, everything. But in the 20 years that had passed between me being 19 and 40, I had grown up. And I was no longer that chatty little faggot boy that liked to hang out with girls and talk about boys and talk about makeup and Madonna and shit like that. I was no longer that person, but yet I was trying to achieve my goal. Like, people say, "Oh, you should go back and achieve your dream and your goals and stuff like that." Well, the thing is, I did do that. My partner at the time said, "You know what, Billy? You know what you should do? You should go and do what you wanted to when you were younger. You wanted to be a makeup artist. So why not go back to school and get your licensing to do whatever?" So I go, "You know what? I will. I'll go back and I'll get the full cosmetology license. I could do hair, I could do makeup, I could do waxing, I could do anything in a salon setting." So anyway, I went back to school, and as I was there, I enjoyed it, but then of course it's all women, and I'm like, I am no longer this gay little, young man that can relate to these women anymore and who enjoy sitting around gossiping and complaining and being really into fashion and makeup. So I stuck it out. I went to class, I did school, and I got along with people and stuff, but I just wasn't the same guy anymore. Because between doing that and beginning my cosmetology license, I had been a trucker, I had been a diesel mechanic, I had been a drug addict. I had gone through it all. And so you do a lot of growing and maturing during all that. And I developed from this little fag boy, teenager, into a man who's rough around the edges within 20 years. So I tell people, I go, when people tell you, "Oh, you should go back and follow your dreams and make your dreams come true," and that seems to be a very common sentiment in our culture. With me anyway, growing up, I realized when I did that, what a waste. I wasted a whole year following an old dream because our culture tells you that you should do that, and I did it, and it was a complete mistake. What I wanted when I was 19 was not the same thing I wanted when I was in my 40s. So I learned the hard way, went through school, got my license. I did everything. I completed it this time, which was really probably the goal that I wanted to meet, was to finally finish it. And when I did, I didn't like it at all. So that is my story about that. Look at Mario Presents. A grown-ass man. Oh my god. I'm loving the Trans Day look. The Easter Bunny. The Easter Bunny thinks it's a chicken because it lays eggs. You're so stupid. Amelia says, "I got my cosmetology license, and guess what? It did absolutely nothing. A waste. But a good accomplishment." Did that, Emilio? But, whatever. We all live and learn, I guess. But you know what? Just because, your dream was to be a supermodel when you were 19, by the time you're 40, maybe you can't be that supermodel and you can't make that dream come true. But, anyway. Where's my lip gloss? I have this like really high impact lip gloss. So Mario, what are you doing? Okay. I hear Megan's rabbit. Wait. I hear Megan's rabbit at night. Oh, I bet it's lovely. I need rabbit ears. I think I do have them somewhere. That's a big mic right here. Moist. I can't find my lip gloss. Shit. Oh well, I don't need it. It's not that big of a deal. But anyway, okay. You can model for Depends. I should. Moist. So are you still at your mother's house, Mikey? Okay, anyway, so that's God, 4 hours. I didn't plan on spending 4 hours on Easter. I wish I had my lip gloss so I could find it. Anyway, well, I hope you guys have continued to have a great Easter. I gotta go. Me and Mark are gonna find some food. I was supposed to, hang out with Papa Bear and Mario, but they decided to withdraw my invitation. Yes, back in 07. I will say the experience was great. But it was all about drugs, not even kidding you. You're hungry? Ew. All right, you guys. Well, I will talk to you later. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to do my Tuesday show, my Hogatha show, my advice show. So anybody can watch it. You don't have to like Hogatha, but it's me dressed as Hogatha. But it's Ask Hogatha. It's all an advice show. We're home. We missed you. You're home now. I have never met Michelle Visage. I've never met RuPaul. Apparently RuPaul does not get into drag for less than $25,000, so that's why you never see him at a club. Okay, you guys. Love you guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.